They were on the road. And this week, Prescott gets to play on their home turf, but entering their house is a team that has given them nothing but headaches over the past two seasons. Last year, Thunderbird beat the Badgers 36-14. In 2023, T-Bird topped Prescott 50-30. Will the third time be the charm for the Badgers when it comes to Thunderbird? We'll find out soon. Good evening, everyone, and for the first time in 2025, welcome to Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust with you here. Alongside me is Coach Lou Benetone. As tonight we have Prescott versus Thunderbird. Kind of like I said, Coach, this is a Thunderbird team that, the last couple of years, they've had Prescott's number. Last year was kind of a closer than normal match. What's it going to be like tonight? I mean, Prescott is certainly in a bit of a rebuilding year. Thunderbird is kind of rebuilding. They lost a lot of good guys from last year, but with Thunderbird, it may be they're not rebuilding, they're reloading.
I'm not getting him. Well, I'll tell you what, Jordan. They're both reloading, so it's going to be a very interesting game. The team's going to make the least mistakes, has the best thing going on, is going to be what the big effect on the game tonight. I think Prescott's ready for it. I know they are too, even though they're reloading. So it's going to be an interesting game to see who reloaded the best and who's going to perform tonight.
All right, and of course for Prescott, they're coming off a really good win last week. They got a 49-3 victory over Greenway, and very impressive. And one of the things I liked about that, Coach, was that it was, I mean, I know it's a cliche, I said it on my show last week, but a total team effort from everyone involved on Prescott.
They did. We had lots of different kids score, which is a big thing. A lot of different targets, a lot of different kids running the ball. Executed very well. The quarterback, Gio, came in and did a great job for the first playing for us with those 3 TD touchdown passes. So, I thought they played very well last night, and it was a boost for them getting into this week.
And, of course, the thing that I thought was really great was that 3 touchdown passes by Gio Puglisi and to 3 different receivers. Also, we had 3 different guys have rushing touchdowns last week. So that really goes to show you that Prescott, they've got a lot of weapons in that, well, you got to call it a revamped backfield.
That's what it takes. So defense has to be on the alert because you have lots of little weapons out there that can score. And that's a good showing when Prescott can show a variety of boys scoring. The defense has to protect everybody.
Yeah, well, along with, and probably one of the biggest weapons they have out there, Kenny Miller Terry, the very first drive Prescott had this season, he had a one-handed touchdown catch off a 31-yard pass from Gio Puglisi, and then later on, what does he do? He follows it up with a 73-yard pick six.
Yep.
So he might. I know Coach Cody Collette has talked up KMT a lot, so I think this is going to be a really, really fun athlete to watch this season for Prescott.
It is. He was very focused last week when he caught that one-handed pass and brought it on. It was a phenomenal catch the way he did it. And then the interception showed his athletic ability, his speed, his leaping ability to get the interception. So he's going to be someone to watch tonight.
Okay, I got to ask you this, Coach, because I'm trying to go back to all the other Prescott games I've covered over my 29 years now doing Prescott football games, and I can't recall anyone who made a one-handed touchdown catch like Kenny Miller Terry. I don't. Have you ever seen anything like that from your guys when you coached?
No, I don't recall that. They've made spectacular catches, things like that, but I don't recall a one-handed one. No, those are rare, and when they are, they're spectacular.
And that one definitely was. And folks, if you missed that, you can actually go to our website, kyca.info, and we actually do have a little highlight reel there, and that does have our call of Kenny Miller Terry's 31-yard one-handed touchdown catch. Well, we're going to take a break here on our pregame show, and when we come back, we will have our typical pregame interview. This time it is going to be with Prescott lineman Elijah Carr. He will give us his thoughts on tonight's game between Prescott and Thunderbird. So let's take a break here on our broadcast of Prescott and Thunderbird football. We will be back with more from Prescott's Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
Hi, this is Clark Tenney, Superintendent of Prescott Unified School District. PUSD students receive the educational foundation they need to do great things. Will your child be the next one of our 26,000 alumni who becomes an Arizona Supreme Court Justice, Attorney General, or President of the Arizona Senate? Will they become a business owner, doctor, nurse, attorney, engineer, or teacher? Whatever their dreams, our Prescott schools will help them get started. PUSD builds great leaders. Check us out at prescottschools.com. PUSD, where every child, every day matters.
To Prescott lineman and Pantera fan Elijah Carr. Elijah, home opener tonight, and boy, oh boy, what a challenging home opener. You got Thunderbird. How much are you looking forward to setting foot on your home field for the first official game of 2025 here at home?
I'm really looking forward to it. It's my first time starting on varsity on my home field, so, I'm ready to lay it down on Thunderbird.
Well, speaking of Thunderbird, they were a great team last year. Even though they lost a lot of guys from last year, they've reloaded for this year. So what are going to be some of the keys to beating T-Bird tonight?
Yeah, well, we've reloaded too. Just because we don't have Uriah anymore doesn't mean we're bad. So we got a lot of people, but key to winning, I think we got to play meaner than them, and we got to stay locked in on not getting those penalties, because last game we got plenty of penalties, but I think we can do it because just don't false start. There's a lot of false starts.
All right, well, Elijah, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the pregame show. Best of luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
And the national anthem is about to be performed here at Prescott High School. The Prescott Junior ROTC coming out to the track. And the Pride of Prescott Marching Band will soon play the national anthem as both teams getting lined up on the field, getting ready for tonight's contest, the home opener for Prescott. National anthem performed by the Pride of Prescott Marching Band. John Rust, Lou Benetton with you here tonight for the home opener for Prescott football. And what kind of weather are we going to have for this home opener? Well, earlier today, a little concerning. It looked like we may have some thunderstorms pass through. And, of course, when that happens, we're always concerned about lightning, because if we do get lightning, then it is an automatic half-hour delay. But if, like, another lightning strike happens within 10 miles of Prescott High School, then the clock resets. It's going to be another 30 minutes. But from what I just looked at my weather app, it looks like the thunderstorms will be out of the area for this evening. In fact, right now, we have 73 degrees under mostly clear skies. We're only going to have some light winds here blowing through Bill Shepherd Field, so that shouldn't be much of a factor. It also looks like rain or lightning will not be a factor tonight. And, Coach, I think that is a big relief. I was over at Chino Valley's season opener a couple weeks ago. We had to wait an hour to get that game underway because of lightning. But so far, from what I checked on the weather radar, it looks like we are in good shape. Thankfully, we are going to have a great home opener weather-wise. Also a great night to celebrate the newest members of the Prescott High School Hall of Fame as well.
Yeah, that's great. And I lost on Wednesday. We had our freshman game delayed for an hour and a half. So started at 6. We started at 7:30, but Thunderbird stayed up here, and we completed the game. Got over about 9:30, but yeah, those storms hung around. But it's beautiful to see the night sky tonight. It's absolutely great, gorgeous.
And we have Prescott running onto the field right now. Of course, carrying the American flag, the Arizona flag, and the Badger flag. The Badgers in their, actually, that's gray tops with blue pants tonight, while Thunderbird is in their all whites. So we are just about ready to get going here as Badgers taking a knee out there. It looks like a pregame prayer for both the coaches and the players here for Prescott High School. Again, Thunderbird getting ready. Thunderbird, this is a team I kind of mentioned before. They're not so much rebuilding as reloading. They lost a lot of their defensive standouts from last year. They also lost one of their top players in running back Elijah Little, who just made life miserable for the Badgers last year. In fact, last year, Little, 2,300 yards rushing, 35 touchdowns, West Valley Region Offensive Player of the Year. But again, Coach, they got a lot of really good guys on offense. This is a Thunderbird team. Their first 2 games of the season, both times they got over 40-plus points, and no problem with their offense. Their defense, they lost a lot of guys last year, but their defense has been pretty strong too. They've held their opponents to a grand total of 12 points so far this season.
Yeah, that's really a good start for them. They're putting up a lot of points. That means their offense is pretty powerful. I'm not sure about the 2 defenses they went up against, but definitely their defense looks solid and their offense looks solid.
So it's going to be a big challenge here for the Badgers tonight for sure. And again, this is a Thunderbird team who has beaten Prescott the last 2 times they faced one another. In fact, Prescott only 2 losses last season, and one of those losses was at the hands of Thunderbird. Also, Thunderbird last year, they actually only suffered 2 losses last year. They went 10-2 last year. Also, like Prescott, made it to the Elite 8 of state, lost in the Elite 8 of state. That was to Micah Mountain last year. But the way things are looking, Thunderbird, you got to figure they're going to be in the playoff mix as well.
Yeah, they're headed that way with their record right now and their wins. So, but the rest of the season, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, still a long way to go this season. Again, Thunderbird already with 2 games in hand. Prescott already with 1, and that was a win last week at Greenway. All right, folks, it is time for the song dedication of tonight's game, and the one I'm going with is Eye of the Storm by the Finnish metal band Battle Beast. Prescott will certainly be entering the eye of the storm figuratively and literally tonight as they will plunge headlong into a battle with one tough Thunderbird team, while at the same time, well, if a rogue thunderstorm comes through, they might have to deal with that. But like I said, they may not have to deal completely with the eye of the storm. They may be dealing with it figuratively instead of literally tonight, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's beautiful weather. Beautiful night for a game. Beautiful sky, beautiful sunset, and temperature is excellent.
Well, it's certainly better than last week. I think our game time temperature last week at kickoff was about 99 degrees. As I said before, a nice 73 degrees, nice and cool up here in the mountains of northern Arizona as the Badgers will kick this one away to get things going. Brady Costas, who had an excellent game last week, perfecto on all his PATs. And here's the kick, and we are underway with the home opener for the Badgers. Bobble of the ball there, and running at number 3 for Thunderbird, that is Davell Peterson, and Peterson takes it past the 30-yard line before he's finally stopped by the Badgers.
It's on about the 32-yard line, looks like. 31.
Noble Ortega with the tackle there, and Ortega had himself a pretty good game last week for Prescott, racking up 10 tackles.
That's a good start for the first game. I mean, my goodness, 10 in a game. He's off to a good start.
So again, 1st and 10 from the 31 for Thunderbird. Calling out the signals for Thunderbird, J.P. Stewart. Already 3 touchdown passes this season. And the run goes to the far side and taken down past the 50-yard line. And it looks like that is number 21, Malachi Little. One of, how many Littles on this team?
Some of the coaches are Littles, and some of the freshman coaches are Littles. There's a lot of Littles.
Oh, yeah. A big number of littles, I guess you could say. Anyway,
about 20 yards.
Well, get ready to hear the name Malachi Little a lot tonight. Little in his first 2 games, 130 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns for T-Bird. Stewart operating under center, I formation for T-Bird. And he hands that one off to number 1, Owen St. Clair. Again. And St. Clair going to get himself a first down, take it up to the Badger 35.
It's twice he hit on the outside off tackle. Again, some big yards on that off tackle out there.
Ball game just underway, 11:23 left to go in the opening stanza. So 1st and 10 for Thunderbird from the Badger 35.
Okay, quarterback's under. They get a wing, tailback, and a wing, 2 wings.
And there is the give. Going up the middle is the run. Badgers were ready for it.
They got the middle stack. They're not going to get much in that middle of those big boys we have inside there on defense with Dante and Blake and Drew.
Looks like that was Owen St. Clair with the rush. St. Clair, 56 rushing yards this season for Thunderbird. And no gain on that play by St. Clair, so it'll be 2nd and 10 now for T-Bird. Still at the Badger 35-yard line.
Okay, they get an offset eye and twins right. Quarterback's underneath.
And Stewart rolling out, and he's going to throw this one. Well, trying for a one-handed catch was the T-Bird wide receiver. Looks like that was number 5, Darrell Little. And who is that in his back pocket, Coach? KMT, Kenny Miller-Terry, who actually will be our senior spotlight interview tonight at halftime. So 3rd and 10 now for T-Bird, as the Badgers putting the clamps on Thunderbird's offense after they did a good job moving the ball in their first 2 plays from scrimmage.
You know, Thunderbird's one of the teams that has their quarterback underneath the center instead of a gun spread. So it's going to be interesting to see if they stay that way or they vary it.
Hunter Donathan coming in, and already a timeout called by Thunderbird coach Matt Nollett, who's been their head coach since 2019. So 10:16 left to go in the first quarter, and already, coach, timeout called by Thunderbird. I'm sure as a coach, you don't want to burn one of your timeouts this early in the game.
Not unless you have something big planned or there was a real problem. And he may come up with some special play that he wants to get off and make sure it's successful, or he saw something he didn't like.
Well, other local football games going on tonight, folks. Bradshaw Mountain, they are on the road at Glendale taking on Independence. Chino Valley, they're home again tonight. They take on Desert Star. Mare, they are also home tonight. They are taking on Sedona Red Rock. And hopefully we can get you some updates on those games. Back to action here at Bill Shepherd Field. 3rd and 10 for T-Bird. Again, the ball at the Badger 35. Stewart under center.
Oh, good. We didn't go off.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, they got something going. I don't know if they're pulled off or what.
Actually, I thought Prescott was going to get away with it. I think everyone saw the. Oh, no, it's going to be a false start on Thunderbird.
No, you don't want to call a timeout and then get a 5-yard penalty. That's not a way you want to do it. That's exactly what Thunderbird did.
Now it's going to make Coach Nollett grind his teeth for sure. Now it's 3rd and 15 for Thunderbird, and the ball is moved back to the Badger 40-yard line. So Stewart talking it over with his troops.
I would not call this a 4-down situation, especially with the Badgers. So if they don't make this, unless they get some good yardage.
Stewart under pressure, being pursued. Now Stewart off running, and he is run out of bounds. And right on his 6 was number 56, Gunnar Parra.
Gunnar put on the afterburner. That was a great chase down. Missed him the first time. He scrambled to the right and left, and Parra stayed right on his heels.
And it's so good to see Gunnar Parra back on the field. He missed the second half of last year with an injury. And already making his presence felt this year, Parra last week against Greenway, 7 tackles. And boy, oh boy, did he put the fear of Parra into J.P. Stewart there, running him down. Now it's going to be 4th and 9 for Thunderbird. And they're going to go for it.
You don't want to see a 6', 235-pound guy chasing you, though.
I know, I don't. Stewart dropping back, throws to the far side, and it's caught!
And they got a first down.
And man, oh man, Coach Nollett rolling the dice for Thunderbird.
Yep.
And it comes up lucky sevens.
That was a good route by that receiver. He got exactly what he needed. It was a good throw by their quarterback,
And
Stewart.
didn't see who the receiver was there on the far side.
I can't see much with the screen, to be honest with you, with his numbers. So I need
I
to cut a hole right here.
I don't think Missy Townsend would like that very much.
I don't think so either.
I just feign ignorance that I was here when I got here.
That's right.
Stewart hands off the ball to Little, and Little gets wrapped up. About 2 or 3 Badgers shoving him almost to the Thunderbird
I
sidelines.
think that's a loss. Let's see where they mark it. Or he got back to line of scrimmage. I'm not sure.
Big Blake McGlory, Nightshades, getting in there on the tackle for Prescott. So Malachi Little, a 1-yard loss, make it 2nd and 11 for T-Bird. 9:30 left to go in the first quarter. Now Stewart from the gun.
The gunner's coming off the side again. There he is. Up.
Fakes the give to Little, and Stewart off to the races. He's at the 20, makes the cut at the 15, and finally hauled down by Gunnar Parra right around the 5-yard line. So a touchdown-saving tackle there for Gunnar Parra.
That was a great fake. Great fake. Our left side of the defense dove in pretty fast on the dive at fake, and he kept it, went around the right side. No one was there to take care of business. Great fake by the quarterback, great execution.
So it is going to be 1st and goal, looks like from about the 8-yard line, I'd say.
Yep.
And again, Stewart from the gun. Hands it off to Malachi. Oh, man, Malachi Little just gets bowled over, and it's Elijah Carr. Our pregame interview just coming in there and hammering Little into the ground. And, well, you know, when I interviewed Elijah Carr, he was wearing a Pantera T-shirt, so maybe he was listening to some Pantera before the game, and all that angry metal just fired him up and made him want to just slam someone into the ground.
Well, he did a good job.
Darn right. Keep listening to Pantera, man.
I want to call that a pancake set.
2nd and goal now from the 10-yard line. Loss of 2 there on Little. Stewart going to run the ball himself.
Full house sweep.
And sweeping into the 5-yard line, comes close to the end zone, gets knocked down just before the pylon.
Looks like he's about a yard out.
And it looks like that was Ethan Shy who made the tackle there. So about a 9-yard gain by quarterback J.P. Stewart. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. And T-Bird knock in on the end zone door.
Be an interesting call here. Right now we've stuffed the middle 3 times already. We'll see what they're going off tackle, or let's see what their setup is. Okay, they're going with a full house backfield.
Stewart again from the gun. Gives it to Little.
Right off tackle.
And Little is able to push his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Malachi Little with a 1-yard touchdown run, and that puts T-Bird on the board. It's 6-0 now, pending the extra point.
That was more like a wham. He had 2 backs lead him through the hole and just off tackle.
And coming in for the PAT attempt, Henry Trin. Kick is up, and it is good. So, 7:56 left to go in the first quarter, and T-Bird already on the board thanks to a Malachi Little 1-yard rushing touchdown. It is 7-0 T-Bird over Prescott. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
At Yavapai Exceptional Industries, we're constantly improving products, processes, and outcomes. And now, good people of the Central Highlands, we're bringing on drone surveillance. drone surveillance of your backyard. And if you're not outfitted with patio furniture made at Yavapai Exceptional Industries, well, get with the program, people. YEIWorks.com. Place your order now and book a tour while you're at it. It'll make your day.
And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Lou Benetton with you. And, Coach, along with a really good sequence of plays there to get the touchdown, you also said good ball control also by Thunderbird in this first drive of theirs.
Yeah, they ate up a lot of the clock. And if you look at those scores of 42 points in each game, they scored a lot faster in each series. So the Badgers did okay holding them up, but they ate a lot of the clock up, almost half the period.
We are now at 7:56 left to go in the first quarter. Trin kicking it away. Making the catch, Kenny Miller-Terry. Here comes the run. KMT at the 15-yard line.
Oh, what a diving tackle.
Number 4,
That could've
Aaron
been-
Williams Jr.
He saved some more yards that we're going to go out of that.
I thought KMT was able to avoid that diving tackle there by Williams, but Williams got enough of him to trip up Kenny Miller-Terry.
Enough to keep that other foot from getting out in front of the other one. It's just a nice diving tackle, and he took away some yards that we were heading for.
So the Badgers going to start from their own 15-yard line. Gio Puglisi in at quarterback. Puglisi with 3 touchdown passes last week against Greenway. And there is the give. Looks like that's Chamberlain running up the middle, bulling his way up to about the 20-yard line.
Picked up about 3.
So make it 2nd and 7 now for Prescott. 2 receivers out to either side now for the Badgers.
Got twins going on.
Phillips in motion. Puglisi fakes the give. Pumps, throws. Oh, and it looks like that was knocked down by one of the T-Bird defenders. And trying to get a number here. It looks like that was number 55 for Thunderbird. That is their defensive end, Sean Cosgrove. So first pass by Puglisi, incomplete. This is going to bring up 3rd and 7 now for the Badgers from their own 18-yard line. Puglisi calling out the signals. Empty backfield. Chambo in motion. Fakes to get the Chamberlain. Oh, there's a big gap there for Puglisi to run up to. He gets tripped up at the 35-yard line.
No, we had, that was...
oh, that was Trace Overton,
Trace Overton
actually.
was back there, yeah. He faked the sweep, and he kept it right up. That's a read play where the quarterback read the defensive end with a motion man, and left a wide open gap for Trace Overton to go straight on up.
Yeah,
it's a good call, good play.
And a good fake there by Puglisi. Like I said, I thought he had the ball.
Yeah.
That's about a 17-yard pickup there by Overton. New set of downs for the Badgers. Short throw. That goes to number 9 for Prescott, Jake Diener. And Diener running down the sidelines. He gets knocked out of bounds at the 50-yard line.
That was a good wide receiver slip screen. Good blockers out in front of him. Well executed. We got a flag in the play?
Yeah. Oh, darn. Yeah, it's coming back.
We have an illegal man down. Could be.
Yeah, I missed. Oh, here we go. Holding against Prescott. So, unfortunately, Diener time is canceled there. After a nice catch and a really good run.
So we're going, yeah. That was a big one.
So it'll be 1st and 20 now from the 24-yard line for the Badgers, their own 24.
That would have been another first down, too.
Puglisi. Might be a little confusion on the play there.
Okay, twins left. We got a tight end right.
Military in motion. And there is the give. Unsure who had the ball there. Jacob Chamberlain with the carry, and he might have picked up a couple yards.
6-yard gain.
Actually, more than a couple. They're going to say it's about a 6-yard gain for Chambo. Last week, Chamberlain, 78 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. So this will bring up 2nd and 14 now for the Badgers. They are at their own 30-yard line. 6:10 left to go in the first quarter. 7-zip. Thunderbird on top.
Okay, we got Twins motion this way.
Puglisi
Whoop.
now rolling. Now I'll
Just threw it away. They were all covered, had nowhere to go. He should have kept it and tried to run or something. Somebody may have run a wrong route.
And I think from Puglisi's hand motions, a little frustration there on the part of the quarterback who last year played at North Canyon. In fact, Coach Brandon Johnson during the Hall of Fame banquet was telling me that last week for Puglisi, that was his first win as a varsity quarterback.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. North Canyon, unfortunately, did not have a very good season.
I don't think they've had really good seasons in a while, I think, if I remember right. You got 3rd down and 19. Come up with a big play here. Maybe you got some verts, 2 long receivers heading straight down. Maybe they're going to send 4.
And Puglisi rolling out to the far side. There's the throw. There's the catch. And Kenny Miller-Terry, I think he did manage to catch that in fair territory, but well shy of a first down. So an 8-yard pickup there. Puglisi to KMT, and now it's going to bring up 4th and 11. Badgers will punt the ball away. No, actually, they're going to say it was an incomplete pass, so I guess KMT might have. Yeah, it looks like he might have stepped out of bounds there. I thought he had it.
I did too.
There's the punt. And that one is going to fall.
Oh, get it. It's going backwards.
Yeah, it's going right to the 50-yard line.
Stop it.
And now the ball rolls into Badger territory. And Thunderbird is going to start their next drive at the Badger 48-yard line. Oh, that is definitely a bounce the Badgers did not want to have there.
Yeah, that ball bounced back 10 yards. Instead of bouncing forward, it bounced back.
So talk about a lucky break there for T-Bird, who are up 7-0, and now get to start their next drive from the 48-yard line. 5:44 left to go in the first quarter, and boy, oh boy, the Badger defense really has to step it up here, Coach.
Yes, they do. Got to dig in time. So those guys went a lot further than this last series, so let's see what they've got under their belt right now. Defense can cinch it up. The problem we had last series was they ran a lot of outside stuff. Let's see if they go back to it. They got Twins left. Single receiver right. 2 backs. They're going to go motion that way. They're going on that. They're going on the edge again.
Up, and it's number 5, the ball
There
carrier,
they go
Darryl
again.
Little. And Little taken off at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, and finally taken down on the far side. A touchdown-saving tackle by the Badgers.
We have to make an adjustment on that outside there. That guy had nobody touch him, and he went how many yards? It must have been 40 yards, 30 yards.
Almost Darryl Little.
35, 40-yard gain.
Yeah, Darryl Little with a 40-yard gain there. And Kenny Miller-Terry, the only thing keeping him from getting into the end zone. Yeah. So 1st and goal from the 8-yard line for Thunderbird. Stewart. And, oh, now we get a flag on the play.
Looks like it's us. We offsides?
Yep.
Apparently so.
And, you know, in spite of the win last week, Coach, that was the major bugaboo for the Badgers in their season opener, just a lot of procedural penalties.
Yeah, there was. It was. This hurts now. It's first and about 5 yards now, in the 4-yard line.
And Stewart going to keep it
Outside
himself.
again.
Stewart going to sweep to the far side, and does Stewart get in? I think.
Nope, he's short.
Yeah, looked like the Badgers got him right at the 1-yard line.
It'll be 2nd down and goal.
Stewart already with 37 yards on the ground tonight.
Yeah, he's not a big guy, but he's quick, and he's only 5'9", 170, but he is quick.
So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. 4:51 remaining in the first quarter. Thunderbird up 7-0, and very, very close to extending that lead. Orrin McMacken going out to the far side for T-Bird. Stewart going to run it himself.
Whoa,
and a great tackle there by Dustin Parr. And Dustin Parr with a full Nelson. And do we have a flag on the play? I think we might have a flag on the play there, Coach.
I don't see anything. Officials aren't doing anything that I see.
I could have. Yep.
Holding.
Holding on Thunderbird.
Now that's a break for us. That's going to put them way back.
So a little breathing room here now for Prescott.
Wow, on the 1 yard line, now you're on the 9. And was it third down or second?
That's going to be second. Actually, second down from, looks like second down from about the 13-yard line.
Yeah, you're at 13, excuse me.
Stewart again from the gun. And he's going to give it to Malachi Little. Little making the turn, and Little being turned into a pancake there by who else? Gunnar Parra.
Gunner's covering ground really well tonight.
Well, here in the early going, Gunnar Parra is turning into the defensive MVP for Prescott.
Yeah, he is. He's doing really well now. He's big frame sitting out there at 6'4", 235.
Third and goal now for Thunderbird, and it looks like, I don't think there was any gain there by Malachi Little, so it will still be third and goal from the 13 for Thunderbird. 3:50 remaining in the first quarter. Stewart rolling, looking, still not thrown to anyone, and still not thrown, finally run out of bounds. Great coverage there by the Badger defense.
Great coverage.
Stewart was just looking, going, I got no one to throw to, man.
Good pass coverage by the Badgers. Very good pass coverage. Looks like they're going to do a field goal. That was a big break, holding those guys from putting in 6. Defense did well. Then, of course, they made a mistake with their holding penalty. That's what makes a difference.
And I'll tell you what, Coach, for a Thunderbird team that started this drive from their own 40, for the Badger 48-yard line, great job by the defense, holding them to just a field goal, well, pending on if Trin gets it or not.
Yep.
There's the kick, and it is good. So a field goal by Henry Trin, and that'll give Thunderbird a 10-0 lead with 3:32 left to go in the first quarter. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back at Bill Shepherd Field right after this commercial break.
Prescott True Value Hardware, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Hi, I'm Suzanne Springer. There's a reason we have this slogan, because it's true. Over the years, Prescott True Value has become so much more than just a great hardware store with full-service hardware, paint, tools, outdoor living, barbecues, and don't forget the kitchen shop. We are committed to making sure you find what you want and know what to do with it. We're living the slogan here at Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Go Badgers!
Well, Thunderbird at the 3-yard line in this second drive, and thanks to some stifling defense and a couple of penalties, well, all they get out of it is a field goal from the foot of Henry Trin. It's now 10-0 Thunderbird. Speaking of Henry Trin, he will kick the ball away for T-Bird. Line drive kick, and that's caught by Overton. Overton taking it up to the 25, makes the cut. Now Overton at the 30-yard line, now the 40-yard line before he's finally
swarmed. Return, put us in good position. He weaved his way right on through that little wall of blockers out there on our kickoff team and picked up some good yardage.
One of the guys leading the charge there against Overton, number 20, Travis Titsworth. So that return will give the Badgers start at the 42-yard line for their second drive of the game. 3:24 left to go in the first stanza. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you, calling the action of the 2025 home opener for the Badgers. Puglisi with the throw, and there's the catch. Oh, and it's dropped. Jake Diener had it right in his hands and dropped it.
That would have been a good one for us.
Kind of a hard luck game now for Jake Diener. He had a great catch and a great run after that catch, and that got called back for a penalty, and now had the ball right in his hands and just could not get a firm grasp
That was
on
a
it.
good, at least 5-yard pickup for us, which put us in good shape for second down.
Again, Puglisi from the gun. 2 receivers out to the far side. Give is to Trace Overton. Overton to the 45-yard line, then thrown back by Thunderbird.
Tackled by Ben Paul.
Ben Paul with the tackle there on Overton. And about a 2-yard gain there by Overton. Bring up 3rd and 10. Trace Overton last week against Thunderbird. Just 1 carry. But on that 1 carry, he got a 10-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it was wide open for him last week. He walked right on in.
KMT in motion. And now there's the give. Run goes up the middle. And it is stopped by T-Bird number 57, Javier Purcell. So that'll bring up 4th and about 4. Braylon Johnson, the ball carrier for Prescott. Badgers going to go for it here on 4th and 3. They have the ball at their own 49. Puglisi.
Try to jump him off.
And now we're going to get a timeout here called by Prescott.
Probably be a punt now.
Hey folks, Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't, with locations in Prescott, Dewey, Chino, Flagstaff, and Verde Valley, a sponsor of Prescott football.
Pick up a Badger blanket for $25 or
So timeout called here by Prescott. And Prescott not the only, football I should say, not the only Prescott team in action tonight. Prescott volleyball team, they are down at the Tournament of Champions at Westwood High School. Also, the cross-country team was down in Gilbert today for the Western Equinox Invitational. And the badminton team, they are at the Flying Feathers Tournament at Highland High School. Speaking of badminton, one of their players, Abby Daniels, will be our halftime guest.
Okay, looks like we're still going to go for it.
2:07 remaining in the first quarter. 10-0 Thunderbird.
Okay, we got trips left here. Single back right. Gun formation.
And there is the give. That looks like it's Kenny Military.
He's going to
He
make
makes
it.
a turn at the 50. Military at the 40. And now at the 30. And taken out of bounds. Good leg tackle there by number 6, King James.
We got a flag.
Oh, come on!
I don't have an instant replay, so there apparently was an illegal block holding.
Well, there goes another great run by Prescott, scrubbed by a penalty.
Yeah, he got outside really well. Defense was there. Maybe we didn't. I was watching him run. I wasn't looking to block.
Oh, man. 2 big first downs erased by penalties here in the first quarter.
We're putting away, yeah.
I can only imagine how frustrated Coach Cody Collette has to be.
Oh, their frustration when you get holds like that. I always tell our kids I'd rather gain 5 than lose 15 or gain none and then lose 10 yards on a hold.
And there is the punt by Ashton Whitwell.
They kicked him away from the returner, which is a good idea.
And that's going to bounce out of bounds around the 20-yard line. So now Thunderbird gets to start much deeper in their own territory with a $1:52 left to go in the first quarter. John Rust, Lou Benetton with you here for the play-by-play of Prescott's home opener. Also, folks, tonight's game sponsored in part by Blind Brothers Arizona and Badger alum Steve Blair, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. Stewart under center. He pitches that one over to Malachi Little. Little sweeping it up the far side. Still on his feet. And he is past the first down marker. And he will get taken out of bounds right before the 40-yard line. There you have it again, Coach. A good sweep to the outside and a good run by Thunderbird.
We got to make some adjustment on the outside. I can't tell exactly what's going on. Someone up on top must be able to see what's going on. If they don't make an adjustment now, they need to make an adjustment at halftime because that's outside has been killing us.
1st and 10 for T-Bird. They have the ball at their own 39. Darrell Little out to the near side. Again, Stewart operating under center.
Carr's coming again.
Owen St. Clair with the ball running to the outside, and again, almost a pretty big run there. Badgers able to knock him out of bounds right before he got the first down, but still a pickup of about, I'd say maybe 7 or 8 by St. Clair.
Yeah, 7, 8 yards.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be about an 8-yard gain there.
Yep.
Well, actually, they're going to call it about a 7-yard gain there. So 2nd and 3 now for T-Bird. Stewart talking it over with his troops, and they will head back to the line of scrimmage. Davale Peterson out to the near side for Thunderbird.
Okay, stacked die. Here we go.
Stewart backs up, now flings the ball downfield, and
wide
caught by
open.
Darryl Little. And Little is able to break free of an ankle tackle and get into the end zone for the touchdown.
Wow. He was wide open. He was 5 yards ahead of our return.
And that was
safety.
number 42, Caleb Fox, who had that ankle tackle, and somehow Little was able to slip out of it, and Fox just pounds the ground in frustration on that one.
Yeah, that was a big play. That was a big pass play.
And that's about a 61-yard touchdown hookup. J.P. Stewart to Darryl Little. Little, his 2nd receiving touchdown of the season, and extra point is good. So with 1:26 left to go in the first quarter, Thunderbird with a 17-0 lead over Prescott. Let's take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Badger football. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome to another edition of Senior Spotlight, our first Senior Spotlight of 2025. I'm John Rust. And we're back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you. And a big 61-yard touchdown pass. J.P. Stewart, Darryl Little, Caleb Fox almost able to bring down Darryl Little. Little somehow just able to slip out of that ankle tackle and scamper into the end zone for the score. 4th touchdown throw of the season for J.P. Stewart.
Yeah, he was a big, tall receiver. He just got a few little kicks on his feet, shook the tackle off.
A line drive kick there. Oh, and it bounces out of the hand of one of the Badgers. Another one picks it up. And he's off the races.
Scramble run.
That's Nick
Scramble
Phillips.
run.
And Phillips has a little room to run there. Phillips at the 50. Phillips at the 40 in Thunderbird territory. And a great return there by the Badgers. The first return man had the ball pop out of his hands. Nick Phillips. Right there, Johnny on the spot, or Nicky on the spot, if you will, and he was able to pick up a big return, and now great field position for the Badgers for this drive. Let's see what they can make of it, because they got themselves quite the hole to dig out of it. 17-0 Thunderbird.
Yeah, he did a lot of scrappy running there, a lot of weaving and diving, and he did a great job following blocks and getting through the traffic. Good little return.
Puglisi hands the ball off to Chamberlain. Oh, Chamberlain gets wrapped up, thrown to the ground. Number 40, the tackle, and that is Hunter Donathan.
No gain, right?
Short gain on the run, it'll be 2nd down.
Hit him right at the line of scrimmage.
Hunter Donathan, normally number 7 for T-Bird, but apparently some of Thunderbird's uniforms got damaged, so a couple players having to change their numbers here tonight. 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 3 receivers out to the near side for the Badgers. Puglisi in the gun, lone back behind him. Phillips in motion. Oh, and
What
Kenny
did we
Military
do?
jumped off sides. Yeah, Kenny Military a little anxious. Yeah, now Military arms akimbo. And you can tell from that body language, he's like, I can't believe I did that.
So those little things we got to stop doing. And
So he's getting a little talking to on the side. Probably not much of one because, again, just by his body language, you knew he was like, yeah, I messed up.
Yep. Okay, we're going to go trips right.
2nd and 15 for Prescott from their own 40, from the Thunderbird 43, excuse me.
Chamberlain, the tailback back there. Here we go, motion our way. Okay, set up again. Little swing pass.
Little short throw. Oh!
Fall on it just in case. Attaboy. You never know on those backs where they'll call it a. Did they call it a? No, they call it incomplete. I hope.
Phillips unable to catch it. Either way, horn sounds, and that will do it for
They call it a lateral.
That will do it for the first quarter of action. Our score 17-0. Prescott on top, Thunderbird on top of Prescott. So we'll take a 30-second break here as we get you set for the second quarter of action. 30-second break. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field after this.
This is Steve Sischka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the Patriotic Grand Entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse Preview and Sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
And we are back here at Prescott High School. John Rust, Lou Benetone. Second quarter about to begin. Badgers down 17-0. Prescott will switch sides. Badgers now moving left to right across your radio dial or your screen, depending on how you are following our game. Third and 15 for Prescott. They have the ball at their own 43. Phillips in motion.
I think it's 3rd and 25.
And there's the throw, and unable to pick that one up is Jacob Chamberlain. So incomplete pass, and this will bring up 4th down. Yeah, Coach, I think you're right. I was looking at the scoreboard, and they have it 4th and 15, but it's more like 4th and 25.
Yeah.
Either way, Badgers will have to punt the ball away, and it's going to be Ashton Whitwell. Trying to see who the return man is on the punt. I think that might be Davell Peterson, number 3.
They might be keeping away from him. Let's see if they do. Nope, it's going.
Spinning punt. Actually, that's Darrell Little. Ball bounces in front of him, and he's just going to be content to let it roll out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
Good punt. Good punt. Puts him back on the 16-yard line, deep in their own territory.
And J.P. Stewart and the rest of the Thunderbird offense coming back out onto the field. Again, last 2 meetings between these 2 squads has gone Thunderbird's way. The 3rd meeting so far also going the way of T-Bird as they're up 17-0.
All right, let's see their game plan now. If they're still going to go outside on us, I'm trying to see what's going on the outside. We run a 3-man front, so it's a 3-5 defense. Up front, there's our 5 linebackers. They move Carr up, make it look like a 4 front. He's coming hard.
There's the pitch, and that is to Malachi Little going to the outside. Avoids 1 tackle, and finally brought down.
Still picked up 7 yards.
Yeah, he brought down at around the 27-yard line.
But Parra was right there, so Parra ran him down.
Gunnar Parra has certainly been doing a good job on defense tonight for the Badgers. Second and 3 now for T-Bird. They have the ball at the 25-yard line. 2 receivers heading out to the near side for T-Bird.
Okay, we get offset eye to the left. Motion.
Stewart fakes the give. Now Stewart with the throw, and it is caught and dropped at the far side. And that was intended for Darrell Little. So Little who had a 61-yard touchdown catch in the previous T-Bird drive, has the ball pretty much right in the numbers and just unable to get a handle on it.
That would have been a first down, so what do we got? Third down now?
3rd and 3 now for T-Bird. Again, the ball at their own 25. And Stewart, we got another penalty.
That's going to be against T-Bird. That's going to put him back now 5 more, so that's 3rd and about 8. That's a break for the Badgers again.
So we'll see what Thunderbird does here now. 3rd and 8, 10:53 left to go in the second quarter. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you here for the play-by-play. Stewart in the offense talking things over before this play. Thunderbird up 17-0.
Okay, quarterback's now up underneath again. Got
Oh, for crying out loud, another penalty. And I think we're going to get a delay of game. And that'll set Thunderbird back even more.
So now it's gone to 3rd and about 12.
And Coach Matt Nollett probably just looking up going, I don't believe this. 2 straight penalties. What the heck? So 3rd and 13 now for Thunderbird. Yeah, well, we'll see if we can get a playoff here without a penalty being. We've actually had quite a few penalties so far in this game.
Yeah, we have. A lot of the little penalties.
Stewart from the gun, drops back, looking, throwing, and trying for a one-handed grab there was Darryl Little, but was unable to come up with it.
Finally going to punt, but deep in their own territory, so Prescott should get the ball in pretty fair territory. They're going to be kicking from about the 5-yard line. Let's look.
I believe that is Kingston Douthit.
Yeah, ball's on the 15, so he's kicking from about the 5 by the time he launches that thing.
Kingston Douthit looks like he will return this punt for Prescott. Punt goes off. Douthit coming over. He makes the catch at the 50-yard line. And now finally makes the turn. Oh, well, Douthit unable to get any kind of forward progress there. And he was knocked down by number 42, Wade Carr.
Still about 50-yard line. That puts us in good field position. So long as a good defense and about 3 penalties on Thunderbird, it puts us at about the 50.
Yeah, right at the 49 there, just inside Thunderbird territory. Puglisi. He's going to hand that ball off to Jacob Chamberlain. Chamberlain bounces off of one tackle, then gets dragged down. Fumble on the play.
I think he was already down. I think his knee was down. So no gain. He's 2nd and 10.
.09 left to go here in the second quarter. 17-0, Thunderbird on top. Badgers just trying to get something going here. Puglisi calling the signals. Phillips in motion. Puglisi dropping back. Now under some pressure. Puglisi running. And Puglisi avoids the sack at the 50-yard line. Run out of bounds at the 47-yard line into Badger territory. And actually a couple of Thunderbird players collided there, trying to get up to Puglisi. Number 44, Zachary Surlis, and number 55, Sean Cosgrove, actually tackled each other.
Yeah, took themselves right out of the tackle, which is okay.
That allowed Puglisi to get a 3-yard gain there, and the Badgers now in T-Bird territory.
Yeah, Gio did a little juke on him. I think it changed their little tackle route.
And here comes the run for Prescott. Chamberlain with the ball. Chamberlain finds a nice seam. Now Chamberlain breaks through a couple of tackles, and Chamberlain gets past the 40-yard line to the 35, and a first down for the Badgers.
And we have a flag.
Oh, come on! Can we just have one really good run without it being scrubbed by a penalty?
See what we got.
Holding on the Badgers.
Oh, here we go.
Yep, holding on the Badgers.
Like our philosophy is, give me 5 yards, give me 10 yards, but don't give me a minus 10.
Man, there have been some really good runs for the Badgers, and every single time a penalty erases them. And Coach Collette looks like he has some words for one of the officials there, and Coach Collette just shaking his head, and yeah, I can't blame him. So now it's going to be 3rd and 17 for Prescott at their own 42-yard line.
Could be a big
Puglisi
play.
with a big throw
Big
under
play.
double coverage. And unable
Incomplete.
to make the catch. Looked like that was to number 9, Jacob Diener. And Diener just kind of a hard luck player tonight for the Badgers. And this will bring up 4th down. Prescott will have to punt it away because another great run erased by a penalty.
Ashton Whitwell on to punt.
Ashton Whitwell doing the punting. By the way, we do have a score update from Glendale. Bradshaw Mountain leading Independence 26-0 in the second quarter. Here comes the return by Thunderbird. Good tackle there by Kenny Miller-Terry, and that takes down the return man. I believe that was Darrell Little.
Play by Miller-Terry.
Pretty decent return there by Thunderbird. That gets him up to about the 37-yard line.
Yep. Now let's dig in, defense.
9:05 left to go in the second quarter. 17-0 Thunderbird. By the way, folks, Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road. There's so much more than a hardware store, locally owned since 1982. Prescott True Value, another fine Badger sponsor.
Okay, they got twins right. Single.
Here comes the run up the middle. There's a big
hole.
gap there by St. Clair, and St. Clair absolutely hammered by number 5, Marco Campazano.
That was a great tackle. He just laid the hat, we call it.
By the way, those of you might be thinking Campazano, that's a pretty familiar name. Yeah, he is the son of Prescott girls soccer coach Paul Campazano, whose 2019 team today was inducted into the Prescott Hall of Fame. Region champions. Made it to the Final Four of state, pitched 16 shutouts that season. 2nd and 5 now for Thunderbird. Run going up the middle, breaking away is Hunter Donathan, and Donathan gets held up by the Badger defense.
Got a first down.
6-yard gain there by Donathan. Hunter Donathan in his junior season, along with football, also a pretty good baseball player. Donathan last year as a sophomore for the Thunderbird baseball team was an all-region second-team selection.
Okay, quarterback's underneath again. They got an offset eye.
7:50 to go in the
Twins
second
left.
quarter. Stewart still has the ball under some pressure. Under a lot more pressure, and Gunnar Parra. Was that Gunnar? I believe so. Gunnar Parra absolutely splattering J.P. Stewart.
He still got the pass off, so it was incomplete pass. But he did get slaughtered. Like I said, Stewart's only 5'9". You got a 6'4" guy coming after him.
Again, Gunnar Parra right now pretty much the lone bright spot for the Badgers as they're down 17-0, but he has definitely been doing a good job on defense tonight.
He has. He's been chasing guys around on all sides of the field.
Aaron Williams Jr. heading out to the far side for Thunderbird. 2nd and 10 for them. They have the ball at their own 48. Stewart drops back. Airs it out. And that one is going to go way
Fell
down
down.
the
Receiver
field.
fell down.
That was Aaron Williams who was the closest one to it. But, yeah, kind of tripped over his own feet, fell right around the 40-yard line.
Both of them got their feet tied up together or something because he went down.
So lucky break there for the Badgers. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10 now for T-Bird. Again, they have the ball at their own 48. Thunderbird up 17-0. Thunderbird already 2-0 on the season. They actually started a week before Prescott did. Williams, again, going out to the far side.
All right, we got trips on the right side. 2-back set.
Stewart drops back. Under
Screen,
pressure,
screen,
throws,
screen,
and there's
screen.
the catch. And it's Darrell Little who gets it. Avoids one tackle, avoids another, and all that's between him and the end zone is there.
Is there a flag?
Actually, hang on. I think there is.
He shouldn't have picked it up.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Thunderbird.
Yeah, actually, Javier Purcell picked up the flag. Don't know why.
I didn't see the call. Oh, it's against us. What did he call? I wasn't sure.
Roughing the passer is the penalty. So that touchdown still counts.
Yep. That was a beautiful screen. Across the middle. Slip screen across the middle with. They set that up well. Our front line was charging hard.
And, well, we get a flag on the play before Trin can get the kickoff.
Offsides on the Badgers.
And that's going to be offsides on the Badgers. And, boy, when it rains, it pours for Prescott right now. So Darrell Little with his 2nd touchdown catch of the night. Trin for the extra point. High snap. There's the kick. And it's still good.
Well, we almost blocked that thing, too.
So 7:25 left to go in the second quarter. Our score here at Bill Shepherd Field, it is 24-0 T-Bird over Prescott. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Clark Tenney, Superintendent of Prescott Unified School District. PUSD students receive the educational foundation they need to do great things. Will your child be the next one of our 26,000 alumni who becomes an Arizona Supreme Court Justice, Attorney General, or President of the Arizona Senate? Will they become a business owner, doctor, nurse, attorney, engineer, or teacher? Whatever their dreams, our Prescott schools will help them get started. PUSD builds great leaders. Check us out at PrescottSchools.com. PUSD, where every child, every day matters.
And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you. And definitely not the home opener the Badgers wanted, as they are trailing 24-0 after probably around a 51-yard touchdown pass, J.P. Stewart to Darrell Little.
Yeah, it was a beautifully executed screen pass.
Yeah, and you were saying, Coach, that Thunderbird just pretty much let the whole Badger line come through, and that's how Darrell Little had so much open ground there.
Yeah, from up here, I read that because our Blues were all going for him, and he was backpedaling fast. Beautifully executed.
Trin, low line drive kick, caught on the ground, then bobbled by the Prescott return man. Now he picks it up, and here comes the run at the 30-yard line, finally dragged down.
Not bad. It's about a 30-something-yard return. About a 30-yard, 31-yard return. Could have been worse.
So the Badgers get up to the 33-yard line as in the distance here from Bill Shepherd Field. Bright lights of amusement park rides as the Yavapai County Fair going on at the rodeo grounds not too far away from us. So all kinds of brightly colored lights over there.
Yeah, they're flashing away out there.
And the Badgers need some flash. Oh, there's the handoff.
No, that was a total muff play.
Handoff there to Braylon Johnson, and right there to absolutely plow over Johnson was number 9, Julian Alejandro.
We lost about 8 yards on that. I have no idea how that happened, what the execution was.
So going to be 2nd and 16 now for Prescott. They now have the ball at the 26-yard line, their territory, with 6:40 to go in quarter number 2. Puglisi now being pressured, runs with the ball, and he's going to run out of bounds.
That's a penalty.
And, yeah, there's a penalty. Oh, actually looks like Puglisi. And number 27, Kale Cordova, kind of ready to square off there. Puglisi was well into the Badger sidelines when Cordova slammed him into the ground.
Yeah, that's we get an automatic first down here on that.
And I think assistant coach Brandon Johnson settling down Puglisi because Puglisi looked like he took quite a bit of exception to that late hit there. But that's what you got to do, Coach. Yeah, you're going to get mad, but you got in there again. Got to get him calmed down in a hurry.
Right away. There's no reason for him to get mad. The penalty's thrown. Guy's going to be penalized.
And now the Badgers, 1st and 10, at their own 47-yard line. Puglisi drops back, gets good protection now, throws downfield, and it is caught by number 9 of Prescott, Jacob Diener. And no penalties. He held on to the ball, and finally Prescott gets the big play.
Yep, that was a big pass. Big play. Got behind the corner out there, and it was placed well. That's when you get back and get back up after a penalty and make a big play and add another big group to the thing.
So now the Badgers, it'll be, looks like 1st and 10 from about the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
And that was just what the doctor ordered for the Badgers.
Sure was.
And now going to hand off to Braylon Johnson. Johnson finds a nice gap there. Still on his feet, and Johnson gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Johnson looked like he ducked around a couple of tackles there, stayed on his feet, and got into the end zone for a 15-yard touchdown run.
Well, that was like riding a bronc. He went right on in. He just did a wonderful job.
Well, he certainly knows about riding broncs, Coach, since he is the high school world champion in that category.
What, he looked like he did it there again, too. I mean, he did not go down for anything. Like he didn't go off a bronc. He went right on in.
So Braylon Johnson with a 15-yard touchdown run. The Badgers finally on the board. Brady Costas for the extra point. Kick is up. And the perfect streak continues for Costas on his PATs. 5:58 left to go in the second quarter. And the Badgers erase that goose egg on their side of the board. It's 24-7 Thunderbird. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
At Yavapai Exceptional Industries, we're constantly improving products, processes, and outcomes. And now, good people of the Central Highlands, we're bringing on drone surveillance. Drone surveillance of your backyard. And if you're not outfitted with patio furniture made at Yavapai Exceptional Industries, well, get with the program, people. YEIWorks.com. Place your order now and book a tour while you're at it. It'll make your day.
Now, Braylon Johnson, he just pretty much vanished into a wall of white, but somehow was able to keep his feet moving, somehow was just able to veer around one tackle after another and got into the end zone for the Badgers' first score of the night. It's now 24-7. Prescott still with some ground to make up for here as Thunderbird has the lead, and Brady Costas will kick it away for the Badgers.
Yeah, that was an excellent run by him. Good blocking by the line. But that extra effort by the that's a good kick.
Bounces at the 10-yard line. And it is picked up by number 23, Zyshawn Little. And Little not able to get a whole lot out of there as he gets stopped right around the 10. Oh, we got a penalty. That was a penalty after the play. So someone either said something, maybe to the officials, maybe to another player. Maybe there was some extracurricular activity. Who knows?
We had him in good position here. The ball just died on the turf, and we got him at the 10-yard line. This penalty, if it's against us, we're in trouble. Let's see what the call is.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Prescott.
Badgers. That's 15 yards. We had them on the 10. Now look where they're moving. We had them backed up against the wall. Those are penalties you don't need.
You know what, Coach? I don't think I'd want to be in the locker room with Coach Cody Collette at halftime.
Well, Yep. I mean, these are ridiculous moves by the boys. They're not using their head. So I'm sure he's going to make some adjustments, talk to him, see what's going on out there.
I'm sure you've been in that situation plenty of times where you probably needed some earplugs.
Yep. Well, kids like that took some time off, too, and they kind of watched the game a while.
There's the flip over to Malachi Little, and Little with a great run on the far side.
Oh my
Still on
goodness,
his feet, makes the cut at the 40-yard line, and finally dragged down
How does he do
by
that?
number 25 of Prescott. That is Kalani Robles.
That's so many. I've not seen running backs like this going down the sideline and cut back across the middle of the field. Usually when you're outside, you don't have those cutback lanes, but he did.
So that's going to be about a 38, 39-yard run there,
Easily,
I believe.
Yep, easily. That's incredible. We should have had guys on a pursuit angle for the cutbacks. I don't know where they were, but.
Oh, those Littles.
They make big plays.
Mm-hmm. And there's the handoff. No, Stewart going to keep it himself. He runs over to the far side, pursued by Gunnar Para, and Para throws him down, and now I think Para is going to get a flag. I think that's going to be a late hit.
Nah, that's going to be a collar.
I wonder if that might be
collar tackle.
Wonder if that might be a little retaliation for what happened to Gio Puglisi.
No, that's going to be a collar tackle. It wasn't late hit, so that's my thought. So it's going to be a personal foul.
So the second personal foul in about 2 minutes here.
He was running out. Probably should just let him go, but reach for him, and
I think we're seeing some frustration start to take hold on the Badgers here.
We can't do that though. They got to put there's a lot of game left.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of game left. They got to calm it down. They got to keep perspective what's going on here. That just now moved them really in the deep red zone.
5:09 left to go in the second quarter. 24-7 Thunderbird, and now Thunderbird will have the ball right at the Badger 15. Receivers to either side. Stewart from the gun.
Offset eye.
He drops back. Actually, no, he hands the ball off. Oh, geez, and another penalty. How many more of these are we going to see?
It's either going to be a hold or what do you call?
It looks like it came in maybe right after the running back went down.
It's holding.
Oh, okay.
So we'll take that. We'll take that penalty.
Well, Coach, I don't know about you. I've lost count of how many flags we've seen in this first
tonight,
half.
Yeah, it's a lot of flags. I lost track myself, too. We already had, 3 personal fouls. 2 for us and 1 for them.
Now, we also had a roughing the passer call as well.
There's 4 now. I think we have 4 now.
So now it's going to be 1st and 20 from the T-Bird 25. Stewart will be under center. Run going to the far side. That is Donathan with the ball, and Donathan able to get up to about the 15-yard line.
Still hitting off tackle really well over there.
.425 remaining in the second quarter. 24-7, T-Bird on top, but they are threatening. It's 2nd and 10 from the 15. Looks like we're going to have 2 receivers out to the far side for T-Bird, and again,
offset eye again.
Stewart
dive or off tackle with the lead guy. Let's see.
Stewart under center.
It's a counter.
And he's going to make the turn on the far side. He's on his feet and gets punched off 1 tackle, then finally taken to the ground. So good run there by Stewart to the far side. And I'll tell you what, Stewart's got some pretty good wheels.
He does. He's doing great fakes. He faked a counter, and he kept it himself. So we're still weak on that outside. I don't know what's happening, but.
And, yeah, that is going to be enough for a first down for Thunderbird. First and goal looks like from about the 5-yard line.
Looks like we got Drew Roberts back in there on defense. Is that Parr coming out?
I believe it is.
I hope his shoulder's okay. kind of hanging that arm a little.
Drew Roberts, who had a sack last week against Greenway. Here we go, 1st and goal from the 5. Stewart from the gun, backs to either side, and he gives that ball to one of his running backs. I think that's Little. Little gets close to the end zone. Actually, yeah, it's Malachi Little. Got close to the end zone and a yard shy of another TD. Already 82 yards on the ground tonight for Malachi Little.
Well, he's standing up to his reputation on a lot of yards a game.
Not the biggest guy either, 5'9" and a $150.
He's quick, he's shifty.
And quarterback keeper by Stewart, and I think he gets the push.
He's in, yep.
So J.P. Stewart, 2 throwing touchdowns tonight, and now he gets a rushing touchdown as well. And hang on, we got an injured player here. Looks like it's an injured Thunderbird player.
But when you get a push like that, there's a lot of things can happen on a push like that. Are they stretching him?
Yep.
Must be cramp.
Oh, we got a little bit of time here, folks.
Yeah, it's cramping up.
Want to remind you that you are listening to Prescott Football on the news, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA. Also, remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Prescott Unified School District, the Badgers' biggest fans. Every child, every day. Visit PrescottSchools.com. So now we will get the PAT by Trin. 30-7 our score. Trin has been successful in all his PATs so far. Kick, and it is good. 2:34 left to go here in quarter number 2, and Thunderbird just keeps piling on the points. It is now 31-7, so we'll take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Badger football and be back with more right after this.
Prescott True Value Hardware, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Hi, I'm Suzanne Springer. There's a reason we have this slogan, because it's true. Over the years, Prescott True Value has become so much more than just a great hardware store with full-service hardware, paint, tools, outdoor living, barbecues, and don't forget the kitchen shop. We are committed to making sure you find what you want and know what to do with it. We're living the slogan here at Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Go Badgers!
And we're back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, Lou Benetone. It is the home opener for the Badgers, and not the home opener they desired. 31-7, they trail here in the second quarter. Trin kicking it away for Thunderbird. Ah, geez, what now? Another penalty.
Offsides, I'm sure, on the kickoff. Oh, they switched the ball. Oh, it's a penalty, though. They were offsides.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. It was the wrong ball. That's why they stopped it.
Oh, okay.
Wrong ball on the field.
No, it actually is a penalty. They're moving them back.
They are. I'll be darned.
And
I don't know why they switched the balls, too.
I also didn't see what the penalty was.
Oh, it's got to be offsides on the kickoff. Somebody came across too soon.
So Trin will do it again as we have the, 650th penalty of this half. Take your pick of numbers, folks. I've lost count. Line drive kick goes right in the hands of Douthit. He gets it up to the 30-yard line, has a little gap, bounces off a tackle at the 40-yard line, pushes down another tackle, and Douthit gets up to the 44-yard line.
On the return, fumbles recovered by Aaron Butler.
And wait a minute, there was a fumble on the play.
Yeah, but we recovered it, luckily. I think, didn't we?
mark down at the...
Yeah, the ball lunged forward. We fell on it.
So lucky break there for the Badgers.
Lucky break. Lucky.
And they're in some pretty good field position here at their own 44-yard line. Puglisi from the gun. And he's going to hand that ball off to Chambo, and Chamberlain gets right up to midfield. Good run there by Jacob Chamberlain, about a 6-yard gain. Chamberlain goes 5'11", 180 pounds, and all Grand Canyon Region honorable mention last year. Big throw by Puglisi.
Oh, shoot.
And overthrows
pass
the
interference.
receiver.
It's going to be pass interference.
There's the flag, and it looks like the Badgers are going to get a big penalty in their favor. I think that throw was intended for Chamberlain.
Can't see the number through my screen.
I can't. Yeah, he's at an angle where I can't see the number either. No, number 80.
80. Yep.
That is Sean Kidd. Either way, Badgers now in T-Bird territory. They have the ball at their own 35-yard line. On that pass interference call against Thunderbird, minute 53 left to go in the second quarter. 31-7. Thunderbird on top. Badgers trying to chip away at that lead. Puglisi rolling
he's
out
got
to
room
the near
to run.
side. There's the throw.
He had room to run.
Ball batted down. And I think Jake Diener might have got knocked down before that ball came his way.
Yeah, there was...
Knocked down or fell, I couldn't see.
He had a lot of room to run, too.
So an incomplete pass there by Puglisi. This will bring up 2nd and 10 now for the Badgers. Again, ball at their own 35. Now a minute 46 left to go in the second quarter. Chamberlain has the ball. Finds a nice seam there, then gets tripped up at about the 25-yard line, but he should have a first down. And he does. Jacob Chamberlain moving the chains.
Okay, we're moving fast offense going on here. A little over a minute left.
Coming down to the final 90 seconds of the half. Puglisi all by himself in the backfield. Fakes the give. Short throw. And Eli Allen has it. Allen has a big gap there.
Block in the back. I saw that. It's going to come back.
Pass complete. Penalty flag on the play.
So here's where they're killing us, John. Yep. Yeah, I saw it.
How many big plays has this been that Prescott has had that have been erased on penalties?
At least 4, I think.
So another good play will be erased from the record books.
That would put us in really big, nice scoring position. Shake it off. Got to make some more big plays. Got to make them up now.
Looks like it's going to be
down
about
like this. You can't keep making plays up. You got to get.
Looks like it's going to be about 1st and 12 now for the Badgers from the Thunderbird 26. Puglisi, one back behind him.
It was a great play too.
There's the give to Chamberlain. Goes up to the far side and then gets rolled onto the ground.
What do we got over here?
Well, we got 2 Badgers knocking down a Thunderbird player far away from the play.
Yeah, they drove him back or something happened.
Either way, about a 6-yard gain, about a 7-yard gain there by Chambo.
Yep.
So 3rd and 3 now as we're coming down to the final 45 seconds of this half. And now we are going to get, I think, a timeout here.
Yep.
So timeout for Thunderbird as Coach Nollett will talk things over here. And by the way, we should say hi to Coach Nollett's mother, who is actually listening to us. And from what he told us, she happens to be big fans of us here at KYCA when we do these games.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being a fan.
Yeah. I think it says something about the job we do when it's the fans of the opposing team who like us.
That's something else. And I coached against her son in 2000.
Oh, man.
Played for them down there in Thunderbird, and I played at Greenway. So
Yeah, well, you
Coached
also
against him.
Yeah, and you also had a few games of your own against Thunderbird back in the day.
I did. One of the assistant coaches, his son is coaching here. He retired now too. Yep.
Try to remember, was Thunderbird in your region back then, or
yes,
they were? They were, okay.
They were.
I remember Greenway was, and so was Moon Valley.
Greenway, Thunderbird, Moon Valley, us. Yeah.
Independence was another one, I think.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Sunny Slope was in there.
3rd and 3 now for Prescott. Puglisi with the handoff. There's a big gap there for Chamberlain, and Chamberlain gets up to the 9-yard line. That's going to be good enough for a Badger first down. And they've got 35 seconds left to go to try to get in the end zone. And now we are going to get another timeout here. This one will be taken by Prescott. By the way, folks, stick around with us for the halftime show. Kenny Miller-Terry will be our senior spotlight interview. We will also have a halftime interview with Abby Daniels from the Prescott badminton team. Tonight, they are down at the Flying Feathers tournament. Cool name for a badminton tournament. And, Coach, unfortunately, I believe you're going to be leaving us here during halftime, and Kelly Cordes is going to take over.
Yeah, we're going to do a little variety here. Kelly's going to come up, take some part of it, and we'll have another sidekick up here.
Yeah, and I think you've got some people that you're looking forward to seeing. You haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, when I do this up there, all the home games, I don't get to see the people that I get to see during the year, and it's kind of nice to mix with them a little bit and catch up on things.
All right, well, again, we'll have Kelly Cordes here the second half.
Kelly gets to visit with him the first half. I get to visit with him the second half.
Can't wait to hear what Kelly's take is going to be on the first half of this one.
Probably very close to us. A lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties.
Yeah, but
Can't do that.
But he probably won't throw his pencil on the counter 20 times like I have.
No. Yeah.
Glad the screen is here so it doesn't fly out the window.
Yeah.
So trips out to the far side for the Badgers.
Tight end now. Move the tight end in. Could have a tight end release here. Let's see.
Puglisi.
There's a tight end release. They tied
takes
him up.
the give. And Puglisi with the throw and unable to get to anyone.
They read our tight end release. Our tight end came in. He usually does a quick release out in the flats, and they hit him at the line of scrimmage. Couldn't get out. That was a good defensive move by Thunderbird.
2nd and goal now for the Badgers. They have the ball at the 10-yard line. 26 seconds remaining in the first half. Puglisi again from the gun. He steps back, and he's got some room. Is he going to run it himself? Is he going to throw it? He's going to throw to the end zone, and caught, but out of bounds.
Drifted a little too far out.
Looks like that was Kenny Miller-Terry who made the catch, but again, caught it out of bounds. So now it's to bring up 3rd and goal, 18 seconds left to go.
Should execute 2 plays if we need them.
(31-7), Thunderbird on top. Badgers looking to try to get a little positivity here before they head into the locker room, and can only imagine what Coach Collette's going to say to them at halftime.
Yeah, they just need to regroup.
And there's the give, and I think that's Johnson with the ball, and Johnson gets taken down from behind at about the 5.
Do another timeout. So
we got a penalty.
Someone's mouthing off out there a little too much. Let's see who it's against. Can't see. Let's see.
Here comes unsportsmanlike against Prescott.
Okay, we got to get control here. We got to get control here. This is killing us. We're in the red zone, in scoring distance, and now we're 15 yards back. They got to get the control on this emotional stuff going on.
7 seconds left to go now, and it's 3rd and goal.
Good gosh.
Well, now 4 seconds left to go, and now we're going to get a timeout called here by Prescott as the clock goes down to 2 seconds.
Might be field goal coming in. Just some guaranteed 3 more points. Might as well get 3. Get 3 out of here. You're right there.
By the way, we got a report from the Western Equinox Invitational. Prescott Cross Country team was down there, and Micah Hickman came in second place in the freshman race down there. Quite a few Prescott teams in action tonight. Again, we mentioned the Prescott badminton team at the Flying Feathers tournament. Prescott volleyball team down at the Tournament of Champions at Westwood. 2 seconds left to go. Badgers with the ball at the Thunderbird 21, and looks like they're going to go for a field goal here with Brady Costas just to get some points on the board.
Got Overton Holden. He did a great job last weekend.
Oh,
Holden.
yeah.
Picking up ball at different spots, brought it down quickly, placed it well.
There's the snap, there's the
Oh,
kick,
nope,
and yeah, that's going to
Got
come
too
up
far
short.
Too far under it.
And that'll do it for the first half of action. And certainly a lot to talk about in the locker room for Prescott.
Yeah, they do. They got some game stuff. And
so our score now, 31-7. Thunderbird in the lead over Prescott. Halftime here. Stick with us. Again, I've got a couple interviews for you coming up here during halftime. First up, we will have Kenny Miller-Terry. He is our senior spotlight. Then we will have a halftime interview with Abby Daniels from the Prescott badminton team. She'll tell everyone how good they're doing, and they have been off to a pretty good start. All right, folks, break time here. We will be back with more of the halftime show right after this.
This is Steve Sishka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the patriotic grand entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse preview and sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
To another edition of Senior Spotlight. I'm John Rust, and joining me tonight is Prescott wide receiver Kenny Miller-Terry. Kenny, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, of course.
So, Kenny, going back to last week, a great game, a great win over Greenway, 49-3. Of course, you had a big one-handed touchdown catch, a pick six. Just your thoughts on the Badgers winning that season opener.
I think it was great. I think we came out and showed everybody what we're about. We played great. We had some mistakes, it's the first game, but I think we did good overall, and we'll just keep getting better.
All right, and Kenny, let's talk about tonight's game. You got a big challenge with Thunderbird, so what's it going to take to beat T-Bird tonight?
It's going to take a lot of discipline, effort, and just going 100% every play.
Okay, well, let's get to know you a little bit better here. Kenny, first off, what got you interested in playing football?
I don't know. I've always watched it since I was a little kid on the TV watching the Cardinals, and I just always liked it.
What was the best game you ever had? And after last week's performance, why do I have a feeling I know what that is?
Yeah, honestly, it was probably last week's game. I would say, yeah, it was probably one of my best games.
What other sports do you play besides football?
I play basketball, and I'm going to play track this year.
Who's your favorite professional athlete?
Probably have to say Larry Fitzgerald.
Who's your favorite professional team?
The Cardinals.
What's your favorite subject in school?
I'll probably have to say probably math.
What's your favorite thing about going to Prescott High School?
The community and everybody kind of knows each other, so you just got to have a lot of friendships and relationships.
Who's your favorite musician or band?
Probably Drake or Rod Wave.
What's your favorite movie?
Real Steel.
What's your favorite food?
Enchiladas or probably some tamales.
Do you have a pregame ritual?
I'll say just listen to music and praying before every game.
What do you like to do when you're not playing football?
I like to go to the gym, hang out with my friends, and play 2K.
And finally, what are your plans for after graduation?
Hopefully commit to a school, get a football scholarship, and see where I go from there, yeah.
Well, Kenny, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on Senior Spotlight tonight.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Clark Tenney, Superintendent of Prescott Unified School District. PUSD students receive the educational foundation they need to do great things. Will your child be the next one of our 26,000 alumni who becomes an Arizona Supreme Court Justice, Attorney General, or President of the Arizona Senate? Will they become a business owner, doctor, nurse, attorney, engineer, or teacher? Whatever their dreams, our Prescott schools will help them get started. PUSD builds great leaders. Check us out at prescottschools.com. PUSD, where every child, every day matters.
To our halftime interview where we feature one of the other teams at Prescott High School, and tonight we're going to focus on the Prescott badminton team, and joining me is one of their players. It's Abby Daniels. Abby, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
Good, and well, speaking of doing good, the Prescott badminton team, as usual, is doing good. You got 2 matches under your belts, and both were 9-0 sweeps against Millennium and Cactus. So just your thoughts about this really hot start the Lady Badgers are off to.
I'm really proud of all the work we've put in, and I think those 2 games really shows how much we've been trying in practice and putting effort in to get better and improve.
So what do you think have been some of the big keys to getting those first 2 big wins of the year?
I definitely think putting in effort in drills for practice, even though sometimes it seems repetitive, those really help us, especially with specific skills.
And coming up today and tomorrow, you're going to be down at the Flying Feathers tournament. So talk about what you and the rest of the team hope to get out of this big tournament.
We're really excited. We've never done it before, so we think it's going to be a really good opportunity to get to play new schools and just see what those are like and have a good challenge.
And, of course, for yourself, you're number 2 singles here at Prescott Badminton, and you've certainly stormed out of the gates this season, coming through with some very dominant wins. So what's been the secret to your success out there on the court in singles?
I think just remembering that I am playing badminton for fun, that it's something I really enjoy doing, so just trying to remember that during my games.
And for doubles, you're teaming up with Lucy Townsend. And, of course, 2 team-ups with her, 2 victories. So talk about how that pairing's been working out for both of you.
I think it's been working good. We can communicate together, and we work together really well, and our strengths kind of match each other.
And, of course, Prescott Badminton has had just all kinds of success over the last few years. Last year, you ladies made it to the Final Four. You've made it up to the state championship tournament. So what do you feel it's going to take this year for this bunch to finally get over that hump and hopefully bring home a state championship banner?
I think just having it as our main goal and really working towards that throughout the season, that taking every match as a learning opportunity to get to state and that championship.
Okay. Well, Abby, I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the Halftime Show. Best of luck to you and the rest of the Prescott Badminton team here in 2025.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to another edition of Senior Spotlight, our first Senior Spotlight of 2025. I'm John Rust. Joining me tonight is running back Jacob Chambo Chamberlain. Jacob, thanks for being with us tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, Jake, so let's...
At Yavapai Exceptional Industries, we're constantly improving products, processes, and outcomes. And now, good people of the Central Highlands, we're bringing on drone surveillance. Drone surveillance of your backyard. And if you're not outfitted with patio furniture made at Yavapai Exceptional Industries, well, get with the program, people. YEIWorks.com. Place your order now and book a tour while you're at it. It'll make your day.
And we are back here at Bill Shepherd Field. John Rust, and soon to be joined by Kelly Cordes here. And it is 31-7. Thunderbird with the lead over Prescott here at halftime. Sole score tonight, Braylon Johnson with a 15-yard touchdown run in the second quarter for the Badgers. Also, one other score to bring you from the Tri-City scoreboard. Bradshaw Mountain having a good time down in Glendale. They're leading Independence right now 40-0. And Chino Valley Mare in action. We don't have any updates from them. Also, another score to give you tonight from earlier today. The Yavapai College volleyball team was in action. They're hosting their own tournament, not too far away from us. Yavapai defeating Phoenix 3-1. Thunderbird, meanwhile, as I said, 31-7, they lead. J.P. Stewart, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. Darrell Little has a pair of touchdown catches. And Malachi Little has rushed for 82 yards tonight, and he does have a touchdown run. So a lot of ground for the Badgers to make up. And also want to thank Kenny Miller-Terry for joining us for our senior spotlight. Also, Abby Daniels from the Prescott badminton team. Want to thank her for joining us for the halftime interview, as we always like to do on halftime. Like to get an athlete or a coach from one of the other Prescott teams and have them tell everyone out there how their team is doing. Again, Prescott badminton are off to a pretty good start. Actually, they've had several good seasons under their belts last few seasons. They've made it up to the Final Four of state, made it to the state championship match under the leadership of Bobby Yoder, and just every year they seem to reload. And again, badminton, one of those sports that obviously doesn't get a whole lot of spotlight, so we like to do our part and try to shine a light on those sports that may not get the kind of publicity that other ones do. Well, speaking of a lot of publicity going toward the newest members of the Prescott Hall of Fame. The induction ceremony was today. And I think now we've got about 225, 230 or so members of the Prescott Hall of Fame, which started in the late 70s. In fact, I'm joined by a guy who actually is in the Prescott Hall of Fame and is also on the Prescott Hall of Fame committee. In fact, he's the chairman of it. Kelly Court is now coming in for, well, another Hall of Famer, which is Coach Lou Benetone. And Kelly, again, you guys did a great job with the ceremony, inducting some very, very worthy people tonight. In fact, one of them was right out here in the press box with us, Aaron Green, and still, and I remember this call and how many compliments I got on it, but still, everyone remembers the touchdown catch Aaron Green had in the final minute of that Prescott Bradshaw game, where he dragged 3 Bradshaw Bears into the end zone to get that touchdown. I think it was a call where I just kind of lost my mind on.
Well, it was one of those great plays in Prescott Badger football history. I know I remember well the play you're talking about, and the Badgers were able to go on and beat the Bears right here at Bill Shepherd Field that night. Yeah,
and of course, Aaron Green's career, more than just that catch. He was a Region Player of the Year, I think a 2-time All-Conference player. Actually went to San Diego State for football, so certainly a deserving member of the Prescott Hall of Fame. And he's in there with his brother, Ryan Green.
Yeah, he was second-team All-State one year, and then first-team All-State the next year. Mm-hmm. And like I was saying in the Hall of Fame banquet, I think we've only had about 22, 23 football players in the history of Prescott High School that made first-team All-State, and we had 2 of them there tonight, in Colton Amos and Aaron Green.
Yeah, I think on the morning report I did with Coach Cody Collette, he called Colton Amos a tackle machine. In fact, I think he still holds the record for most career tackles.
He certainly does, yeah.
And how about this, Colton Amos now actually working for SpaceX?
Yes. I'll tell you, one of the things I'm especially proud of is the amount of students that we have had that left Prescott and gone on to really great careers in other endeavors besides sports.
Yeah. And, we talked about Ryan Green and Aaron Green, family members in the Hall of Fame. Well, we also had a couple more family members, both getting inducted tonight. I don't know. This might be the first time that you guys have inducted a mother and daughter in the same year, because we had Julie Rusing Acklin get into the Hall of Fame, along with her daughter, Natalie Acklin Greenfield.
We, as a Hall of Fame committee, we're treading on new ground. As I mentioned when I got up and spoke in the banquet, we have now put into the Hall of Fame a female athlete before the advent of Title IX. And when I said that, there was a big round of applause at the banquet. And I also said that my cronies and I, when I was in high school here, we often would talk about who's the fastest person on the Prescott Badger campus. And Julie Roosing, her name came up a lot. She was tall, lanky, she was fast, and she was especially good in the hurdles.
And, of course, her daughter, Natalie Ackland, I think she was a state runner-up in the high jump. Also, one of the best volleyball players to come out of Prescott as well.
Her senior year, she was second-team All-State in volleyball.
Yeah. And then, of course, we had an entire team go in. That was the 2019-2020 girls soccer team who made it to the Final Four of state. I think pitched 16 shutouts as well.
Yeah. The only time they were behind, I think they were beaten in the state semifinal game by Tucson South Point, 1-0. And by the way, we got beat again this last year, our girls soccer team, in the state championship game by Tucson South Point, 1-0. It was the only time that the 2019 game team was ever behind in the whole year.
Well, that Salt Point Catholic team has produced so many great championship teams. In fact, one of their players actually came up here to play at Embry-Riddle, Ari Sanchez, who was one of the top defenders in the GSAC and helped Embry-Riddle win a couple of conference championships.
Yeah.
I think she was on 3 of those state championship teams for Salt Point Catholic.
Well, and I mentioned this. I got to mention this on the radio, John. What I said in the banquet. I was asked earlier this summer. What do you think about putting in Julie Roosing Ackland into the Hall of Fame? I said, well, of course, she's a member of the greatest graduating class of all time in Prescott High School.
Oh, no. Gee, what class was that?
And so I said, I looked at Julie and I said, you are now the 6th individual member that has been inducted into the PHS Athletic Hall of Fame. I rest my case.
Oh, jeez.
Everybody laughed.
Well, also, we also have the legacy members. Coach Benetone was one. Your father, I think your father, Cal, was the first legacy member inducted in the Hall of Fame. Tonight we have 2 well-deserving ones, Doug Bunch, and, of course, former Prescott principal, former Prescott track coach, state champion track coach, and former Yavapai County School Superintendent Tim Carter going into the Hall.
Well, excuse me for getting into a little Prescott history here, but I told everybody in the banquet, I said, Tim Carter reminds me of Morris Goldwater. Morris Goldwater was into everything. He was everywhere. The same thing as Tim Carter.
Yeah. And also, I heard, from what I understand, they said he was probably one of the toughest social studies teachers ever. And actually, our boss, Jason Zinzaletta, I think he had Tim Carter as a teacher, and he can attest to that.
He was the toughest.
Yeah, he said he was the toughest.
but he knew his stuff. Nobody questioned. I mean, Tim Carter knew his subject very, very well.
Yeah.
And he's gone on and been a big AIA executive board member for many years. And he just, he did a lot of refereeing too, football, basketball, and baseball.
I remember, I think he was telling a story a few months ago when we did a little memorial show for your father. Him and Cal went up to, somewhere way up north in the plain.
Saley. Went up to Saley, up there on the Navajo Indian Reservation, and funny story. Dad knew a guy that would fly them up there. One thing they didn't know is that before they took off, they didn't know that Saley had a landing strip. They had to land on a street next to the junior college up there. That's in those days. Navajo Community College doesn't have a basketball team anymore, but in those days they did.
Oh, man. Well, anyway, congratulations to the 2025 Prescott Hall of Fame class as we get going here with the second half of action. Badgers down 31-7, and boy, oh boy, Kelly, you got to wonder what kind of adjustments they're going to make here in the second half and what Coach Cody Collette could have said to the Badgers, because certainly a lot of things that need to be improved on after that first half.
I'm convinced that if you cut out all the penalties against the Badgers in the first half, well over 100 yards in penalties, I'm convinced this would be a one-score game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think there were about 4 really big plays that the Badgers had that got erased on penalties.
Yeah.
So the Badgers will receive the opening kickoff here in the second half. Henry Trin puts his foot into it for T-Bird. Short line drive kick, and that bounces right up to, looks like that was, couldn't get I think that was number 80, Sean Kidd, who couldn't get a handle on the ball and then just fell on it.
You are correct. That was number 80. Yep. Well, we'll see what kind of offensive tour here that the Badgers can have this to start this half. I'm convinced if the Badgers can score here, John, this will be a ball game.
Gio Puglisi, just 1 completion tonight. Last week had 3 touchdown passes against Greenway. Gives the ball to one of the running backs. Oh, come on! First play of this quarter, and we get a penalty. For the love of truck stops and applesauce, why?
I think the ball carrier was number 7, Braylon Johnson.
Oh, we got a face mask against Thunderbird.
Wow. 15-yard penalty.
So now it's Thunderbird who commits the big penalty. Automatic first down for the Badgers.
1st and 10 at the 30. Let's hope the Badgers can have a good drive here to start the second half.
Badgers down 31-7. Give us to Phillips. Phillips making the cut, and he gets past the 35-yard line, up to about the 37. Some good blocks there, some good running by Phillips, and a good gain there by Nick Phillips.
Going to be a gain of 7. It's going to bring up second down and, actually 8. Going to be second down and 2 at the Titan 38.
Nick Phillips, who had a 45-yard touchdown catch last week against Greenway. Puglisi steps back, throws downfield, intercepted! And it's Darrell Little, and he turns. He's on his horse. He's at the 50, at the 40, going to the far side, making the turn at the 20, at the 10, one guy to beat, and it's going to be a pick 6 for Darrell Little.
Yeah, he picked that ball off at about the 35-yard line and ran that ball back a good 65 yards for a pick 6. Not how the Badgers wanted to start the second half.
And it looked like there were plenty of opportunities to take down Little, but he was just able to skirt around all the defenders and then get up to the outside there. And Kelly, you know how deadly T-Bird has been from the outside tonight.
Yeah, I forget who the intended receiver for the Badgers were on that play, but he was double covered.
So now PAT coming up for Henry Trin. And now the Badgers scrambling to get the right personnel out there on the field. Running out there, Rutger Funk, who was unable to play last week due to an injury. Good to see him back. So now it looks like the Badgers are finally set. And PAT attempt coming here for Trin. Geez. I think the Badgers jumped off sides.
Yep, you're right. One penalty after another. We certainly did not have the penalties last week at Greenway that we're having tonight. Not even close.
I mean, Prescott did rack up quite a few, but yeah, it wasn't anywhere close to this level. There's the kick, and it's good. So with 10:41 left to go in the third quarter, a 65-yard pick six by Darrell Little. And our score now 38-7. T-Bird just keeps extending their lead. So we'll take a 30-second break and be back with more right after this.
Prescott True Value Hardware, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Hi, I'm Suzanne Springer. There's a reason we have this slogan, because it's true. Over the years, Prescott True Value has become so much more than just a great hardware store with full-service hardware, paint, tools, outdoor living, barbecues, and don't forget the kitchen shop. We are committed to making sure you find what you want and know what to do with it. We're living the slogan here at Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Go Badgers!
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field, John Rust with Kelly Cordes taking over for Lou Benetone. And, well, Kelly, you said that you hoped you were going to bring the Badgers better luck here with Lou gone. And unfortunately, their first play, their first drive of the quarter and pick six for Thunderbird.
I must have lied.
Well, we still got the entire second half to go as the Badgers run the kick back. And a good return there by Prescott. That's Jacob Chamberlain, who gets all the way up to midfield. Oh, come on, another penalty. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Now what?
Well, we'll see what happened. It was a late flag thrown by the head referee, who was quite a ways behind the play where the tackle was made on Chamberlain. It's a personal foul on Thunderbird.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, it'll be 15 yards added to the end of the run, which Chamberlain ran it back all the way to midfield, and the Badgers are going to have excellent field position. The ball's going to be spotted at the Titan 35, where it'll be first and 10 Badgers.
So lucky break there for Prescott. We'll see what they can do with it here with 10:35 left to go in the third quarter. 38-7, Thunderbird on top. Puglisi from the gun. Phillips in motion. And there's the give to Chamberlain. Burst through the middle. Great seam there by Chamberlain and gets close to a first down.
You know, looking at the score, 38-7, what's kind of got beyond the coaches, the Badger coaches' minds, we can move the ball against Thunderbird. We've just been shooting ourselves in the foot so far the whole night.
So that's going to be an 8-yard pickup for Chamberlain. 2nd and 2 now from the T-Bird 27. Trips out to the far side. And, the fake to Chamberlain. Puglisi has the ball. Puglisi getting up to about the 29-yard line. And then gets stopped by about 3 guys.
And it's going to be enough for a first down.
Malachi Little, one of the guys in on the tackle there for T-Bird, along with number 6, King James.
Oh, they're not spotting the ball beyond the 25-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot the ball at about the 27. So it's going to bring up about 2nd and 2 then.
Under 10 left to play in the third quarter.
Well, they put the ball down. No. They went ahead and put the ball right down on the 25-yard line, and that is a first down.
All right. So Jacob Chamberlain just gets enough to move the chains. And the ball now at the 25-yard line in Thunderbird territory. Puglisi. And he's going to hand that one off to Chamberlain. Chamberlain finds another big gap, gets up to the 15-yard line. And Kelly, this offensive line doing a really good job making some holes there for Chambo.
That's what I just said. We can move the ball against Thunderbird. It's just these penalties and these long plays that the Titans have executed on offense. It's why the score's 38-7.
A 9-yard gain there by Jacob Chamberlain. And now Puglisi with the throw and trying to make the diving catch there. Looked like that was Kenny Miller-Terry. Yeah, folks, by that side, it's another penalty flag. Now what? And that came in after the play, so it's probably going to be some kind of personal foul, I would imagine.
We're waiting for the official signal. Yep.
Personal foul on Thunderbird.
That's going to be half the distance to the goal.
And now, well, Kelly, now it's Thunderbird shooting themselves in the foot.
Yes. So that puts the ball first and 10 at about the 11.
And Puglisi from the gun. Looks like that's Chamberlain behind him in the backfield. And they give the ball to Chamberlain. Chamberlain bulls his way past the 10-yard line to probably about the 8-yard line.
Picked up about 3 yards on it. The Badgers can pick up a first down without scoring a touchdown.
Second and goal from the 7-yard line as Sean Kidd goes out to the far side for the Badgers. And Puglisi hands it off to Chamberlain. Chamberlain finds a big gap. He runs right into the end zone for the touchdown. Chambo!
There was enough of a hole on the left side of the line. He virtually ran into the end zone untouched.
Oh, Jacob Chamberlain with a great series of runs there and some really good blocking by the offensive line, opening up some huge gaps that Chamberlain took advantage of. 38-13 now. Badgers trying to chip away at this Thunderbird lead, and now Brady Costas in for the extra point. Trace Overton holding. Kick is up.
It's good.
Brady Costas continues to be perfect on his PATs. 8:32 left to go in the third quarter, and the Badgers gain some ground on Thunderbird. It's 38-14. Let's take a 30-second break, and we'll be back with more right after this.
At Yavapai Exceptional Industries, we're constantly improving products, processes, and outcomes. And now, good people of the Central Highlands, we're bringing on drone surveillance. Drone surveillance of your backyard. And if you're not outfitted with patio furniture made at Yavapai Exceptional Industries, well, get with the program, people. YEIWorks.com. Place your order now and book a tour while you're at it. It'll make your day.
Kelly, I got to say, that is probably the best drive that the Badgers have had all night long.
And one of the reasons is because the Badgers didn't have any penalties, and there were penalties, a couple big penalties on Thunderbird. You cannot make mistakes like the Badgers so far have made tonight and stay in ball games with good teams.
I think it was Bill Cower who once said, you know what, if you want to see who's leading a game, forget about the score. Look who has the most penalties.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a kick by Costas. Darryl Little, the always dangerous Darryl Little. And he gets tackled around the legs and dropped. And let's see who that was who got him. That was, I think, Caleb Fox, number 42, with a great leg tackle on Little.
And Ashton Whitwell helped out on that tackle as well. Anytime you kick the ball and the opposing team returns the ball, and if you can keep them from getting out onto the 20-yard line, you've done a good job on kickoff coverage. And right now the ball's sitting at the Thunderbird 18-yard line.
J.P. Stewart leading his guys back out on the field for Thunderbird. 8:26 left to go in the third quarter. It's 38-14 T-Bird. Two receivers out to the far side. Stewart under center. He drops back, rolling, throwing, and there's the catch by Hunter Donathan. And Donathan taken off down the far side. And Donathan grabbed by the legs and stopped near midfield.
Ran the running back out into the flat. Nobody on the Badgers picked him up. When he caught that ball, nobody was within 15 yards of him. And it ends up being a big gain. The Titans have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line, right at midfield.
And I believe that was Kingston Douthit who finally got the stop there on Hunter Donathan. So 1st and 10 from the Thunderbird 49-yard line. Stewart, little lob pass there, and unable to get that one is the intended receiver, Owen St. Clair.
Badgers had pretty good pass coverage on St. Clair as he came from his running back position out into the left flat. Ball was slightly thrown over his head. Incomplete pass, 2nd down and 10. Thunderbird has it at their own 49-yard line.
Stewart talking things over with his guys. And now they head back up to the line of scrimmage. Darrell Little out to the far side for T-Bird. There's the give to St. Clair, and St. Clair is going to get dropped in the backfield. He bounced off one tackle, and then 2 more Badgers came in and finished the job. Actually, is it going to say he picked up a yard or lost one?
I think he lost one.
Yeah.
And again, good defensive penetration from the left side of that defensive line is what stopped that run.
Actually, the chain gang hasn't moved, so it looks like they're just going to say he gained 0 there. So it'll be 3rd and 10 now from the T-Bird 49-yard line.
If the Badgers are going to get back in this game, I think this is a big play right here.
2 receivers out to the near side for T-Bird. Actually make it 3 receivers. Stewart drops back, gets some good protection. Now a couple Badgers break through. There's the throw, and almost intercepted by Trace Overton. Incomplete pass. This is going to bring up 4th down. Thunderbird will have to punt it away, and a good defensive stance there by the Badgers, Kelly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see here. There's a little bit of a doubt in my mind that maybe Thunderbird will go for it and not punt the ball here. But let's see what happens. The ball is at the 49-yard line, but it does look like they're sending in the punting unit.
Kingston Douthit is stepping back past the 20-yard line. And it's going to be Henry Trin to punt the ball away. Hasn't punted a whole lot tonight with Thunderbird up 38-14. 6:52 remaining in the 3rd stanza. Here's the punt. And it's going to bounce at about the 25-yard line, and Douthit is just going to let that one roll up to about the 5-yard line.
Yeah, he should have come up. Kingston should have come up and caught that ball. Fair caught it. That ball hit on about the 25-yard line, rolled all the way down to the 5.
Hey, folks, tonight's game sponsored in part by Yavapai Exceptional Industries, a charitable organization serving adults with disabilities since 1974.
Well, let's see if the Badgers can have another drive like their last drive.
Got a ways to go here. Prescott starting all the way from their 4-yard line. So a whole lot of ground to make up. 96 yards, in fact. Hey, I could actually do that math. Come on, be proud of me.
I'm proud of you. You've been taking some math courses.
I wish. And there's the give. And run goes up near the 10-yard line, probably stopped at about the 8-yard line. And it's Braylon Johnson, the ball carrier, picks up about 2. By the way, folks, you're listening to Badger Football here on the news, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA. It's 9 o'clock. 2nd and 7 for the Badgers. Ball now at their own 7. And there's the give. And that's Braylon Johnson again, and he's able to get up close to the 15-yard line.
And they're giving him the 1st down. Like I have been saying since I've been on the air, John, we can run the ball against Thunderbird. We proved it in that last drive, and we're proving it here again.
So a new set of downs for the Badgers with 5:40 left to go in quarter number 3, 38-14. Prescott trailing, but they're trying to get back into this game. Another give to Braylon Johnson. This time Johnson dropped from behind.
Good penetration by the defensive front for Thunderbird is why that play went for no gain. Actually lost a yard.
Wade Carr got the tackle on Johnson. So, yeah. Now it's going to be 2nd and 11 for Prescott. Braylon Johnson, who had a 15-yard touchdown run back in the second quarter. Johnson in motion. Fakes the give. Puglisi going up the middle, and a big gap there for Geostorm as Gio Puglisi
picks up about 9 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and about, we're going to call it 1.5.
Big 3rd down play coming up here for Prescott as they try to keep this drive alive. Ball at their own 23. Puglisi from the gun. 2 receivers out to the far side. Phillips in motion. Puglisi rolls short throw, and it's dropped. And that was intended for number 34, Pace Norman.
If I'm the Badger coaches, on which I'm not, I would go for it here. There's not much to lose here. It's 4th and less than 2. The ball sitting at the Badger 23-yard line.
That's exactly what they're going to do, Kelly. Coach Collette pulling a rush. He's going to roll the bones. And there's a run by Chamberlain. Chamberlain with a nice cut, and Chamberlain's got the first down and then some. Chambro bouncing off a couple of tackles, finds a nice gap, gets past the 30-yard line.
Actually picked up 10 yards. Ball is all the way out at the 33-yard line where the Badgers will have it 1st and 10.
14 carries tonight for Chamberlain. He's got 78 yards.
He's really played well at the running back position.
3:50 to go in the 3rd quarter. Badgers 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line. Puglisi drops back. Under pressure, makes the throw. There's the catch by Eli Allen, who gets knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. I think he got the first down off of that one. We'll see.
Yeah, hit the tight end going out into the right flat. Good pass by Puglisi, and it's another 1st and 10. Badgers have it at their own 43.
Eli Allen with a great catch. Last year, Allen in all Grand Canyon region 2nd team selection for Prescott. And Puglisi going to hand off this ball. Looks like to Chamberlain again, and Chamberlain just puts his head down, bulls his way into T-Bird territory, and I think he picked up another first down, and he did.
Yeah, the Badgers are picking up 10 yards a play here.
All right, now Thunderbird having all kinds of problems trying to stop Jacob Chamberlain.
Yeah. Ball sitting at the Thunderbird 47-yard line.
All of a sudden, new life here for the Badgers. Chamberlain again going right up the middle, has another nice gap and gets up to the 40-yard line. And give it up to this offensive line, Kelly. They're doing a great job opening up holes for him, led by number 75, Dante DeCourt down there.
Pick up a 5. It's going to be 2nd down and 5. The ball sitting at the Thunderbird 42.
Also in there, Elijah Carr, who was our pregame interview, and Coach Collette has gone on record and said Elijah Carr could develop into one of the best offensive linemen in all of 4A. Puglisi fakes the handoff. Is he going to run it himself? He's going to throw it, and it's caught by Nick Phillips. Phillips at the 20, dives over a tackle and rolls to the 10-yard line.
Oh, he was wide open, too.
Oh, hey, we got a penalty marker there, and we got a guy down. And I'm wondering, could this be roughing the passer on Gio Puglisi? Yeah, it's Puglisi. Puglisi is hurt, and I think this could be a roughing the passer here. And now trainers from both Thunderbird and Prescott coming out there. Oh, man.
He's still He's still sitting on the right at midfield.
Yep, roughing the passer on Thunderbird.
It'll be a penalty on the Titans.
And hopefully Puglisi going to be okay. Again, his first year at Prescott. Had a great game last week against Greenway, so hopefully this isn't going to be anything serious. So a big pass there, big hookup with Nick Phillips.
He is upstanding, which is a good sign. Let's see if he's able to walk off on his own power here. He's limping.
Oh, boy.
Yep. It's his left leg. You just hope it's not a knee. You hope it's just a bruise and not some kind of an ACL problem.
And Nick Phillips being helped, Gio Puglisi being helped off the field. Oh, boy. Now let's see. I think he's starting to walk on both feet now.
Yeah, he is.
And now, yeah, he definitely banged up there, but now he's kind of walking on his own. So hopefully that's a good sign there. And he's heading over to the trainer's table. And now here comes the run up the middle. And looks like I think it's a quarterback here. It's Braylon Johnson. And Johnson flung to the ground at about the 5-yard line. Actually, no, correction. It's Trace Overton who was the ball carrier.
The ball's sitting down right at the 2-yard line where it'll be 2nd and goal. Badgers are threatening again. Remember, this drive started at their own 4-yard line.
So it looks like Trace Overton calling the signals now for Prescott. Johnson in motion. Fakes to give to Johnson, and Trace goes right through a big gap in the Thunderbird defense and makes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Overton really made a good fake to Johnson, and Overton was able to walk into the end zone untouched.
Yeah, we saw that last week with Greenway, where the Badger offensive line just made a huge hole there for Overton, and he just waltzed right into the end zone.
Wow.
So Gio Puglisi goes down with some sort of injury. And Trace Overton comes in, and he punches this one through for a touchdown.
Badgers going for 2, John.
And it's Overton again running the ball, and does he get in? He does! Overton with the 2-point conversion, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got ourselves a ball game here. With 1:35 left to go in the third quarter, our score now, Thunderbird 38 and Prescott 22. Let's take a 30-second break on our broadcast. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field right after this.
This is Steve Sischka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the Patriotic Grand Entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse Preview and Sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
Back here at Bill Shepherd Field for the home opener for Prescott, John Rust, Kelly Court is with you. Or I'll tell you what, man, talk about a tale of two halves. Prescott just couldn't seem to do anything right in the first half. Now here in the second half, they are taking control of the game, and it's Thunderbird who are making all the penalties now. Actually, it looked like it was going to be Thunderbird all the way through the third quarter, the way it started off with a 65-yard pick six by Darrell Little. But since that time, Kelly, the Badgers have really pulled it together.
Minute 35 left to go in the third quarter.
Here comes a kick by Costas.
Oh, there's a...
That's an onside kick. And it is recovered by Thunderbird. No,
the Badgers got it.
Badgers got it. It rolled to about the 35-yard line. Thunderbird unable to pick it up, and the Badgers got the onside kick.
One of the Thunderbird players tried to jump on the ball, and the ball squirted away from him, and one of the Badgers fell on it. Wow.
And I think Thunderbird might be a little shocked here. They were in total control in the first half. Now that control is slipping through their fingers as the Badgers have the ball at the T-Bird 29-yard line after recovering that onside kick.
The Badgers have their two best running backs in the backfield, Overton and Chamberlain.
And there is the give to Chambo. Chambo shrugs off one tackle, slips still on his feet, and then thrown to the ground.
Going to lose about 3 yards on the play, so it's going to bring up second down 13.
Sean Cosgrove, one of the guys in on the tackle there for Thunderbird.
They're still working on Mr. Puglisi down here on the training table.
2nd and 14 for the Badgers. Again, Overton calling the plays for Prescott out there. Now he throws it and passes complete to Jake Diener, and Diener takes it past the 30-yard line up to about the 25.
John, this is 4-down territory for the Badgers. Ball sitting at the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up, actually the 26. I think going to bring up about 3rd and 6.
30 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. 38-22 as the Badgers are coming back here on T-Bird. Overton rolling, throwing, and underthrows that to Kenny Miller-Terry.
Hard for a left-handed thrower going to his right to throw that football accurately.
4th and 7 now for Prescott. And we're going to get a timeout called by the Badgers. While we have this timeout, folks, good chance to remind you that tonight's Badger football game brought to you in part by Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't, with locations in Prescott, Dewey, Chino, Flagstaff, and the Verde Valley. Also, tonight's game brought to you by Blind Brothers Arizona and Badger alum Steve Blair, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979.
Well, when play resumes, it's going to be 4th and 7. I think the Badger coaching staff knows how critical this is, and that's why they called a timeout.
We got an update from the Bradshaw Mountain Independence game. Bradshaw, after 3 quarters of play, they are up 54-0 over Independence. Big 4th down play coming up here. Trace Overton in the gun. Jacob Chamberlain standing next to him. Overton fakes the give. Short throw. It's picked up by Phillips. And now Phillips with the pass into the end zone for the touchdown.
Oh, my gosh. What a play.
And I think that was Diener who caught it. No, Kenny Miller-Terry.
Yes.
Kenny Miller-Terry all by himself in the end zone.
Overton actually threw it out to Chamberlain out in the right flat, and actually it was a lateral. And then Chamberlain threw to a wide open Kenny Miller-Terry on the right side of the end zone. And here again, the Badgers are going to go. Are they going to go for 2 again?
It looks that way. Kenny Miller-Terry, his 2nd touchdown catch of the season. Overton with the ball. Overton going up the middle, and Overton into the end zone for the 2-point conversion.
Oh, they're waving it off.
Oh, no. So no 2-point conversion there, but folks, the Badgers have come back from a 38-7 deficit and now trail just by 10 points, 38-28. 7 seconds left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a 30-second break and be back with more right after this.
Hi, this is Clark Tenney, Superintendent of Prescott Unified School District. PUSD students receive the educational foundation they need to do great things. Will your child be the next one of our 26,000 alumni who becomes an Arizona Supreme Court Justice, Attorney General, or President of the Arizona Senate? Will they become a business owner, doctor, nurse, attorney, engineer, or teacher? Whatever their dreams, our Prescott schools will help them get started. PUSD builds great leaders. Check us out at PrescottSchools.com. PUSD, where every child, every day matters.
How about that, folks? A lateral, Overton to Phillips, and Phillips airs it out about 25 yards to Kenny Miller-Terry, who was guarded by just the air in the end zone.
I mean, nobody was within 20 yards of him. And that drive all started on a onside kick recovery. We'll see if the Badgers do another onside kick here.
They do not, and this ball is going to skip past Zyshawn Little. He picks it up, and about at the 15-yard line he gets it to. But again, Kelly, I think looking at how the Badgers played in the first quarter, I don't think anyone would have figured that here in the waning seconds of the third quarter, it would be a two-possession game between Thunderbird and Prescott.
Not only a two-possession game, just a 10-point game. By the way, the Titans brought a lot of people up on that kickoff, and only one guy was back. And 23, is it 23 Kingston do it? Is it the kicker?
Delpit, yeah.
He did a great job. And right now the Thunderbirds have the ball at their own 15-yard line, 1st and 10.
J.P. Stewart will come in at center for what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. There's a pitch over to Malachi Little, and Little gets wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage, and the horn sounds. That's going to do it for the third quarter of action. Folks, we got ourselves a ball game here at Bill Shepherd Field for the home opener. We'll take a break here on our broadcast. We'll be back with quarter number 4 between Prescott and Thunderbird. Thunderbird 38, Prescott 28. Let's take a break, and we'll be back after this.
Prescott True Value Hardware, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Hi, I'm Suzanne Springer. There's a reason we have this slogan, because it's true. Over the years, Prescott True Value has become so much more than just a great hardware store with full-service hardware, paint, tools, outdoor living, barbecues, and don't forget the kitchen shop. We are committed to making sure you find what you want and know what to do with it. We're living the slogan here at Prescott True Value on Miller Valley Road, where we believe behind every project is a true value. Go Badgers!
Oh, you were saying this during our break, Kelly. A lot of credit goes to the Badgers and their coaches after that first half. Badgers have certainly turned things around here, no longer hanging their heads. They are back in this ball game. We got 12 minutes to go, and who knows how things are going to end right now with the Badgers down by 10, 38-28.
Well, in the third quarter, the Badgers scored 3 touchdowns in the third quarter.
So it is 2nd and 11 for Thunderbird from their own 14-yard line. And there's a give to Darrell Little, sweeping up to the far side, breaks off a tackle, still on his feet, breaks through another tackle, gets a block, and makes it up to the 32-yard line. And Darrell Little has just been giving all sorts of headaches to Prescott tonight.
Yeah, one of the Badgers missed a tackle on him, and he was able to run for about 12, 13 yards. First down for the Titans at their own 31-yard line. Again, one of the sweeps that the Titans have executed that the Badgers have had trouble defensing.
By the way, folks, in a game that was broadcast on our sports station, the Team 1450 AM, KNOT, earlier today, from Brazil, the Chargers beating the Chiefs 27-21. A different kind of football in Brazil, I guess you could say. Stewart keeps the ball himself. Now throws downfield, and Well, intended for number 3, Davell Peterson, and falls just short of him.
He had beaten Kenny Miller-Terry by about a step, but the ball was slightly overthrown.
Well,
So-
anytime you can beat someone like Kenny Miller-Terry with his speed, that's an accomplishment.
Yeah. So it's going to bring up second down and 10. Again, the ball at the Titan 31-yard line. Sometimes I still have to catch myself from saying Chiefs. Because they used to be called the Chiefs at
Yes.
Thunderbird High School.
Don't even get me started on that one. Well, if you slip and say Chiefs, Kelly, I'm not going to correct you. I'm not going to reprimand you on that. And a fumble on the play, and the Badgers, have they recovered? It looks like they did. The ball just popped out of the hands of the running back.
And he did it do. Yep.
Not sure who got that fumble. But a fumble recovery for the Badgers, a huge play for Prescott.
I wonder if it was Caleb Fox, number 42. He was jumping up and down. He might have been the one that covered that. Again, Badgers have a key turnover. Last drive, the Badgers recovered an onside kick, and now they've covered a fumble. The ball sitting at the Thunderbird 32-yard line.
And a great opportunity here for the Badgers. Throw and overthrowing that one.
That was, who was that? Number 18? James Heffron.
Yeah. So now he's in at quarterback for Prescott. Heffron, just a sophomore.
Overthrew the receiver.
Gio Puglisi still on the trainer's table being worked on after he was injured back in the third quarter. Oh, and bad snap there. Heffron was looking at Kenny Miller-Terry as he was in motion, and it looked like the snap went off prematurely.
Thank goodness. I think it was Miller-Terry that recovered the fumble. It's going to bring up third down and about 13.
And now Trace Overton going back in at quarterback.
That happens when you have a new quarterback, a young quarterback. Sometimes those type of things can happen.
So now 2 receivers out to either side for Prescott. 10:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. Overton. And Overton avoids the sack. Still on his feet. Now throws desperately downfield and intercepted by Thunderbird. And I think that's Little again. Darryl Little with his second interception of the night. This one, however, not a pick six.
Yeah, it was. He threw the ball into the midst of would-be interceptors by the Titans.
So the Badgers recover a fumble and then throw the ball away to Thunderbird. Recovered it deep inside Thunderbird territory, and now Thunderbird has a chance to regain the momentum here with 10:08 left to go in the fourth quarter. 38-28, T-Bird on top.
They have it 1st and 10 at their own 37.
And now we got whistles on the play. Going to be a timeout for Thunderbird while we have this timeout, folks. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Prescott Unified School District, the Badgers' biggest fans, every child, every day. Visit PrescottSchools.com. And tonight's game also brought to you in part by Blind Brothers Arizona and Badger alum Steve Blair, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. Thank you very much to all of our Prescott Badger football sponsors. Without them, we would not be able to bring you tonight's game.
That fumble that was fortunately recovered by Kenny Miller-Terry on that last sequence of offensive plays at the Badger run, that really cost the Badgers. Put the Badgers in a passing situation, what it did.
So now Thunderbird 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Darrell Little, 2 interceptions tonight. And there is the give. This one's to Malachi Little. And Little gets dragged down from behind. And it looks like number 11, Kenny Miller-Terry, one of the guys in on the tackle.
Picked up about 7 yards out to the 43-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and 3 for the Titans.
And the Littles, certainly a very big family when it comes to Thunderbird football. I think there are about 6 members of the Little family on the varsity roster, and some of their members are also coaches on the Thunderbird staff as well.
And Darrell Little is only a sophomore.
There's the give. Run goes up the middle. It's Malachi Little and Gunnar Parra tracking him down, taking him down at the 45-yard line. I think he got him just before he got that first down.
Actually picked up 1 yard is all. The ball sitting at the Titan 45. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
You got to figure Thunderbird want to try to keep it on the ground as much as possible, run the clock down. We're down to 8:55 left to go in the 4th quarter. It's a 10-point game, 38-28, T-Bird on top.
They're taking their time getting up to the line of scrimmage.
Stewart from the gun. He hands that one off to Malachi Little, and Little looks like he got dropped before he could pick up the first down, and it was number 20 for Prescott, Easton Shy, who is not too shy to hush to get that tackle.
Actually lost a yard. It's going to bring up 4th and 3, and it definitely looks like the Titans are bringing on the punt team. 4th and 3 from their own 44.
Henry Trin back to punt. Kingston Douthit back to return. An old short wobbly kick, and Douthit is just going to let that one bounce. It's going to roll to about the 21-yard line.
Well, that punt never got more than about 10 feet off the ground. Once it hit, it rolled about 20 yards. So the Badgers will start at their own 21-yard line with
7:48 left to go in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
The Badgers again down by 10, but time ticking away here in the home opener for Prescott. Heffron hands off the ball, and it's Chamberlain who breaks away. Chamberlain at the 40, Chamberlain at the 30, at the 20, and as we say in Jersey, forget about it.
Wow.
A 79-yard touchdown run as Jacob Chamberlain absolutely blasts through the Thunderbird defensive line.
Overton made a good fake and ended up handing the ball off to Chamberlain, and there was a wide open hole on the right side of the Badger line, and boy, do we ever have a ball game now.
And now it's a 4-point game, 38-34, and it looks like the Badgers are going to go for the extra point here and make it a 3-point game. Brady Costas here's the kick. And once again, it's good. Jacob Chamberlain absolutely breaking through the Thunderbird defense and pulls off a 79-yard touchdown run, his 2nd score of the night. And with 7:38 left to go here in the 4th quarter, now the Badgers really close the gap. 38-35 our score. Let's take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more from Bill Shepherd Field after this.
This is Steve Sishka with Olson's for Healthy Animals. September is one busy month in Prescott, what with Labor Day, art shows on the plaza, and Olson's Arizona Equifest. Now in its 23rd year, Equifest has become a tradition in northern Arizona. It's taking over the Prescott Rodeo Grounds on Saturday, September 13th, and it's free. Can't get much less expensive than free. Come enjoy arena events, kids zone, food, vendors, the Patriotic Grand Entry at 12:30, and the Legacy Ranch Horse Preview and Sale. This, folks, is Americana. Go to olsonsgrain.com for more info.
I'm wondering, Kelly, how many people out there, after the first half, turned off their radios, turned off their computers, and just said, this game's over and done with. And if you did, I bet you're kicking yourself right now because it's a 3-point game and we got a little over 7.5 minutes left to go. Here comes the return by Thunderbird. That is number 3, Davell Peterson. And Peterson taken out by Caleb Fox just before he gets to the 30-yard line. Oh, man, now it looks like Caleb Fox might be hurt.
Tackle play by Caleb Fox.
Yeah, he's down.
You already got Gio Puglisi out with an injury. You definitely don't want someone out like Caleb Fox. Caleb Fox, who had a great game last week on defense for Prescott. In fact, Coach Collette really praising Caleb Fox on our morning report today. Just calls him a really, really great athlete. And also one of the things he really praised Caleb Fox for was his work ethic from last year, where he wasn't getting a lot of playing time at varsity because, there were a lot of experienced players in front of him. And he just came up to Coach Collette and he said, Coach, just send me down to JV and let me get more playing time so I'll be ready for varsity next year. And it has certainly paid off.
Sound like Kelly Cordes when he was a sophomore pitcher.
Taking after you, Kelly. All right, and Caleb Fox is up. He's walking on his own, but he is limping. And I did see Gio Puglisi. He's off the trainer's table, but he is really limping. So 2 key guys now out for Prescott. Gio Puglisi, the quarterback, and one of their top guys on defense, Caleb Fox, who last week against Greenway had 7 tackles and an interception.
Thunderbird has the ball at their own 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
7:28 to go in regulation. Stewart from the gun. He hands that ball off to number 5, Little. Little running to the outside. Little on his feet at the 50-yard line and knocked out of bounds. And he just hit Gio Puglisi out of. Are you kidding me? Little just ran into Gio Puglisi, and now he is down on the sidelines, and he is in pain. What the heck? And no flag.
I actually think one of the I think it was Kenny Miller-Terry who actually hit number 5, Darrell Little, out of bounds, and he just happened to run into Puglisi.
Unbelievable.
So the Titans have the ball at the Badger 44.
Stewart hands that one off. It's Malachi Little, and Little gets absolutely nailed by Rutger Funk. And yes, folks, it's time to bring down the funk.
Loss of a yard. It's going to bring up, actually going to bring up 2nd and 12. The ball sitting at the Badger 46-yard line.
Clock ticking away. 6:50 left to go in the 4th quarter, and it is a 38-35 game. Prescott trailing by 3. Gio Puglisi still down on the Badgers sideline after getting nailed by Darrell Little. Malachi Little with the ball. Malachi Little taken down from behind.
Picked up only a couple. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Ball sitting at the Badger 44-yard line. This is a crucial play in this ball game.
Easton Shy with the tackle. Easton Shy's had some pretty good tackles tonight for Prescott. Shy, a junior. 6 minutes exactly left to go in the fourth quarter.
I think Caleb Fox is going to eventually go back in the game. They're taping him up over on the trainer's table right now.
Well, we probably won't see Gio Puglisi for the rest of the night. Hopefully we will see him next week when the Badgers take on Northwest Christian. And now we get whistles on the play. And I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yep.
Yeah, they called a timeout. I believe Thunderbird only has one timeout left in the half.
How about this Thunderbird, Kelly? This is actually the start of a 3-game road swing for Thunderbird. Next week, they are at Independence, and then September 18th, Thunderbird at Greenway.
Well, we know how those games are going to come out.
Well, the Bradshaw Mountain Bears are absolutely stomping Independence tonight. Last report we got, Bradshaw Mountain is on top 54-0 over Independence. And, of course, last week, Prescott with a 49-3 shellacking of the Demons.
You know, while we have some time here, John, the Boston Red Sox went into Chase Field tonight and got beat 10-5.
Oh, good.
So now the Diamondbacks are 71-71 on the year. Yeah, they're back to 500. All right, here we go. Let's see if the Badgers can hold on 3rd and 10.
Stewart from the gun. He drops back. Parra after him, and Parra absolutely hammers J.P. Stewart into the ground. A huge sack by Gunnar Parra.
Now that was a defensive lineman's rush example of how you rush. I mean, he totally leveled the right tackle and went in and made the hit. And it's definitely going to bring up a punting situation. The ball sitting at the Thunderbird 45-yard line.
Coming down to 5 minutes left to go in regulation.
Oh, we've got a...
Yeah, a couple guys moved before the snap.
This is going to be a motion penalty against Thunderbird. Instead of 4th and 21, it's going to be about 4th and 26.
And it's another Little, actually a Little, we haven't called his name out tonight, but Trey Little, number 12, was the guy who moved early. So 4th and 26 now for Thunderbird.
Same thing.
Yeah, and again, Little starts early.
Number 12 for the Thunderbird,
Trey Little,
started too early, 2 plays in a row.
Yeah, and it looks like
now it's going to bring up 4th and 31.
And he's heading over to the sidelines, Kelly. And now taking his place, it's going to be number 6, King James. And finally, the punt goes off. Douthit makes the catch. Douthit at the 50-yard line makes the turn, and Douthit upended at the 46-yard line in Thunderbird territory. Great return there by Kingston Douthit.
Hey, the Badgers have great field position. They're going to start this drive in Thunderbird territory at the Thunderbird 47-yard line. 1st and 10 with 4:33 left to go in the game. The Badgers have a chance to win this ball game right here, John.
Who would have thought that after the way they were performing in the first half? This is a complete 180 from the Badgers we saw at the first half. A much more disciplined team, and a team that is doing a great job moving the ball, and a team that's not taking the, I'm not going to say it, I'm not going to jinx it. And James Heffron looking over the sideline. He's looking confused out there, and Coach Collette going to burn a timeout. James Heffron in at quarterback. And again, he was just looking kind of confused out there. So now timeout called by the Badgers, Coach Collette. is going to straighten things out here. Again, 4:33 left to go in the fourth quarter. 38-35. Prescott making a great comeback here. You know, they started out the third quarter down 38-7.
After the pick six.
And since then, they have shut out Thunderbird and have come all the way back to close the gap to within 3 of T-Bird.
Scored 28 unanswered points.
Thank you, Kelly. I was wondering how many unanswered points. Then I'm like, oh, geez, I got to do math
28.
in my head, and I ain't going to do that.
Yeah. Both teams now have 1 timeout left in the half.
So here we go. Badgers 1st and 10 from the Thunderbird 47. Heffron in at quarterback. Kenny Military in motion. Snap. There's the give. And shrugging off a tackle is Braylon Johnson, but he fumbles the ball. And I think Thunderbird recovered it. Let's see. Oh, this is a big one coming up here. Well, the pile is being disengaged. Yep, Thunderbird recovered the fumble.
Who was the what Badger fumbled that ball?
That was Braylon Johnson. Had it, the ball just slipped out of his hands, and Thunderbird was on top of it. Didn't see what Thunderbird player got the fumble recovery, though.
Well, the Titans will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 38.
And talk about a huge break here for Thunderbird. 4:24 left to go in regulation. And for T-Bird, 1st and 10 from their own 38. And they lead 38-35. Pitch out to Malachi Little. He goes up to the far side, makes the turn, and caught from behind by Trace Overton, but we have a flag on the play.
We're waiting for the signal. Hold. It's a hold against Thunderbird. Going to be 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. So now the ball is going to be placed all the way back at the Thunderbird 28-yard line.
4:13 and counting here in the fourth quarter. Badgers down 38-35.
Going to be 1st and 20.
And yeah, Thunderbird taking their own sweet time. They're trying to run as much clock down as possible. .345 now left to go in regulation. And now we're going to get another timeout here.
And that'll be Thunderbird's last timeout, by the way.
3:41 remaining now in regulation. By the way, folks, join us on the Tri-City Sports Roundup tomorrow morning at 8:06 here on the News 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, online at kyca.info, live streamed on the KYCA Facebook page. We will have members of the Prescott Flag Football team on the show tomorrow. Prescott Flag Football, of course, last year's state runners-up. They actually begin the season September 15th, and they start with a rematch of last year's state championship game, Prescott versus St. Mary's. And the Badgers, remember, they only lost 2 players from that state runner-up team last year. So,
and I believe that game was a 10-7 game.
Is
that game here?
No, that's down at St. Mary's. But I would say Prescott Flag Football, they are in line for another really great season. And remember, last year was their very first season, and they were state runners-up.
Well, let's see if the Badgers, 1st and 20. Badgers have got a guard against that sweep, an end sweep.
And Stewart going to keep the ball himself. He breaks through the middle and then slides down at the 40-yard line. Gain of about 12 on that play by Stewart.
Yeah, it's going to bring up 2nd and about 8. Ball sitting right at the Thunderbird 40-yard line. Too many yards on first down, John.
And the clock keeps ticking down. 3:15 and counting to go here in the fourth quarter. By the way, more football for you tomorrow night on the team 1450 AM KNOT. ASU at Mississippi State. You can hear that game starting at 3:30 p.m. Before that at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow on the team, Baylor at Southern Methodist. Stewart under center, flips the ball out to Owen St. Clair. St. Clair rolls off one tackle and gets past the 45-yard line, short of the first down.
Going to be about 3rd and 2. Ball sitting at the Thunderbird 47-yard line.
Time continues to wind down. 2:30 left to go in regulation.
Sun Devils are going down to the land of the cowbells.
And Kelly, I got a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell.
Yeah. All right, Badgers.
Stewart under center again. Gives that ball to, looks like Malachi Little.
Didn't
Blake
get
McGlory.
there.
Blake McGlory getting a hold of him, along with a couple other Badgers, and they throw Little back. Number 72 for Prescott, Drew Roberts, also with a hand on him.
It looks like they're going to give him forward progress where he picked up about 1. It's going to be 4th and 1. It's going to be interesting to see what Thunderbird does in this situation.
And a timeout called by Prescott. Also, along with college football tomorrow on the team 1450 AM. Sunday, we've got a full slate of NFL games for you, starting at 9 a.m. with the Steelers taking on the New York Jets. Then at 1 p.m., we've got the Niners against Seattle. And then at 4:30 p.m., it's Baltimore against Buffalo. All that on the team 1450 AM KNOT. And, of course, last night we had the season opener for the NFL where the Philadelphia Eagles beat some team from Texas by the score of 24-20 in a game that saw a lightning delay and one of the Eagles players getting thrown out for spitting on Dak Prescott.
Yeah. You're talking about the team from the Lone Star Republic.
Cow something or other.
Hey, they're going for it.
Minute 54 left to go. Big play coming up here for Thunderbird. As Stewart.
Thunderbird cannot call a timeout. They don't have any left.
And they had to get Owen St. Clair out there. Stewart from the gun, high snap. He's going to run it himself, and he gets stopped by the Badgers and finally taken down.
Tried to run they tried to run a quarterback end sweep, and a whole host of Badgers were there to greet him. The play ended up losing about 4 yards, and the Badgers take over at the Thunderbird 43-yard line.
Looked like it was Rutger Funk, Kenny Miller, Terry, two of the guys in on the tackle. So now the Badgers with a huge chance to either tie it up or win it with 1:48 left to go in regulation.
And the Badgers still have one timeout left.
Coming right down to the wire here in tonight's home opener.
Excuse me, the scoreboard's saying they don't have any timeouts left.
Heffron with the throw. Oh, and off the fingers of the intended receiver. Looked like that was Aaron Butler.
You're right. 84?
Oh, no, actually that was
Eli
Allen.
Yeah.
It looked like, from my perch, it looked like 44.
Yeah. Second down. Again, ball at the Titan 43-yard line. I'll tell you, I'd run some type of play to get the ball to Chamberlain.
Well, Chamberlain standing right next to Heffron. It looks like Heffron might be a little confused on the play here. He steps back, makes the throw, and there's the catch by Allen. And Allen breaks a couple of tackles, gets the first down. Oh, a fumble! A fumble by Eli Allen. Are you kidding me?
He was stripped of the ball as he was being tackled down around the 24-yard line. He had way enough for a first down. The Badgers are going to turn the ball over again. Right now, with no timeouts left, Thunderbird can just run out the clock, John.
2 straight fumbles on Prescott's last 2 drives.
Three turnovers in this half. Remember now, the first turnover was a pick 6 right after the beginning of the third quarter.
take that away, and man, well, woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, Thunderbird's probably going to be in a victory formation here, you would think.
Well, the Badgers, certainly an A for effort in their comeback attempt here against T-Bird. But no fumble comes at a good time. But
that's what they just did. The quarterback, number 2, J.P. Stewart, just took a knee, took the hike from center and took a knee, and the clock is running 1:23, 1:22 left.
So the Badgers going to fall to 1-1 on the season. Thunderbird, meanwhile, 3-0, but this was certainly a win that they really had to earn tonight, Kelly, after blowing out their last 2 opponents.
Well, and it looked like this was going to be a blowout, John.
Mm-hmm. Well, the Badgers certainly gave T-Bird a scare. As another knee taken here, and 50 seconds left to go on the clock. So we'll be back here next week as the Badgers take on, well, it's going to be another tough opponent in Northwest Christian, a team that the Badgers beat by just 1 point last year.
And right now, they, according to the last Arizona Republic poll, Northwest Christian's ranked 3rd.
Well, wasn't it you who at the banquet said this game and next week's game are probably going to be the 2 toughest games of the Badgers schedule?
Yeah.
So both teams heading off the field now. Well, 15 seconds left to go, but let's face it, folks, officially, this game over. Final score tonight, it's going to be Thunderbird 38 and Prescott 35. And a great comeback effort here by the Badgers, but just falls short. So we'll take our final break here on our broadcast of Prescott football. We'll be back to wrap things up from Bill Shepherd Field after this.
At Yavapai Exceptional Industries, we're constantly improving products, processes, and outcomes. And now, good people of the Central Highlands, we're bringing on drone surveillance. Drone surveillance of your backyard. And if you're not outfitted with patio furniture made at Yavapai Exceptional Industries, well, get with the program, people. YEIWorks.com. Place your order now and book a tour while you're at it. It'll make your day.
John Rust, Kelly Cordes back here with you. Final score tonight from Bill Shepherd Field in the Prescott home opener. Thunderbird 38, Prescott 35. Prescott, after that pick 6 here to start the second half, they shut out Thunderbird the rest of the way, but unfortunately for Prescott, 2 costly fumbles in the waning minutes here of the fourth quarter, and Thunderbird able to head back down to Phoenix with the win by the hair of their chinny chin.
Yeah, there's some good sportsmanship going on by the Thunderbird players. They're coming over shaking quarterback Puglisi's hand over here. Mm-hmm. Here's another one. The one that hit him, number 5, Daryl Little, is actually giving him a hug right now.
All right, good.
Good sportsmanship.
Definitely. A hard-fought game by both teams tonight. Badgers coming up a little short here. Again, next week, we'll be back here at Bill Shepherd Field. Prescott will be taking on Northwest Christian. They had themselves one hellacious game last year, a game that made it on the Tri-City Sports Roundup top 10 local games of the year. We'll see how the game goes next week. And Kelly, I want to thank you, actually both you and Lou Benetton, for joining us here on the Color Commentary tonight.
I just want to say that as a coach, as you talk to your team after a game like this, you just say, if we cut out the mistakes, see what can happen. Mm-hmm. We cut out the penalties. We did a better job defensing the end sweeps run by the Thunderbird offense. You can see what we can do. And I knew watching the first half, I knew Thunderbird was not a 2-3 touchdown better team than Prescott. And that proved out to be right the second half.
All right. Well, folks, that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. And for Scott Harker back in the KYCA studios, for Jason and Andrew Zinzaletta, for my partners, Kelly Cordes and Lou Benetton, I'm John Rust saying have yourselves a good night.